Good morning, beautiful people. So this is just a public service announcement. Um, I was in the show this morning, and as I was in this show, there was somebody portraying to be me that was blocking people, um, hiding people under my my profile, under my name, under my name. So I want to say to the ignorant person that's gotta hide behind a profile and do dirty stuff in my name, you are low down and dirty and you ain't shit and you'll never be shit. And if it is who I think it is, I don't like you, I'll never fuck with you again. You's a dirty B and that's all. I don't fuck with you. I was in Ren Rock's show. Hey, Miss Patty, and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm mad today. You know what? And I'm trying to calm down. All of you YouTubers, you are great content creators. Okay, everybody is great. I understand everybody's not going to like everybody. I still go into people's chats, even the ones where we might have had some disagreements. I roll solo by myself. I don't need to belong to any type of group. I know, DJ Ron, you seen that this morning. I ride solo. And if it's you, chain lady, you a dirty B. I don't fool with you. You took screenshots. You were taking screenshots of my shows and telling people I was supporting a racist. And I like the white race over the black race. No, you got Amber out the way. You should be happy now. I don't fool with you. Once you did this foul shit of taking screenshots and sending them to people, that's what happened. I told you we're done from this point on. I have trust issues with people. Leave me alone. I don't fool with you. I don't care who you join. I don't care. I've been on YouTube for 4 years. 4 years. I never had problems till I had you. You fooled around. You did all kind of dirty stuff. Yeah, DJ Ron, you saw that. I'm in the chat and they're deleting people under my name and hiding people. You know, you people, you dirty, no good people that have no life. Get a life. I have a life. I'm happy. You can't be me. You can't be any other content creators. Grow your own channels. Be happy. What you miserable about? I'm 61. I'm an old lady like everybody says. So why you want to fool with this old lady? You intimidated by me? You intimidated by me? Because I don't go around. I'm not messy. But see, you don't start no shit, it won't be no shit. Because see, I think I'm going to start a Fireball Friday. And I'm going to start showing text messages that were sent to me about different people. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit with me. I don't fool with nobody. I don't want nobody talking about, ooh, I just love Miss April and you doing dirty stuff. Dirty stuff. And I don't fool with you no more. I told you we're done. Leave me alone. I've had people act like they don't like me, and then you turn around, they don't like me. I got people that don't like me because I support our family friend R. Kelly. I don't care. You not gonna make me, nor are you gonna break me. My fight, my fight is cancer. My fight ain't none of you ignorant, low down, dirty, dirty people on YouTube. I'm not getting ready to fight with y'all, but I will call you out. You know, all of this trolling and stuff, you get up in the morning, you decide, oh, I'm going to mess with this person today or that person. But I'm going to tell you, you better be ready when that stuff comes back on you. You can't break me. I'm not getting off YouTube. I ain't going nowhere. Because I ain't never did nothing to nobody. But be nice and go around and support everybody's channels. I only attack people that have attacked me. I've seen people say they were my friends. I look up and they on somebody else's panel talking about me. I don't care. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say about me. Put me on the cruise. I'm leaving for a cruise in 2 weeks. What the hell are you doing? Other than going around lying and trying to make other people miserable. Trying to get rid of other women. So I guess you can be the woman in charge. Chasing a woman from one show, from Joseph's Poetic Show, talking about her, to D-Truth Show, talking about her. Talking about Amber Angel's truth. She's a white woman that's been around black people and talk black. You miserable, low life people that have nothing else to do. Nothing else to do but try to make other people miserable, try to move other people out the way so you can what? Be what? The head bitch? Ain't nobody fooling with you crazy Looney Tune people. Lying all the time. Then came on here secretly going behind folks' backs and stuff. This is crazy. This is crazy. And the thing of it is, I'm not mad at nobody. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not walking around. See, my mind, soul, and body, all of that's in alignment. I let shit go. I tell people the reason I can't go no further with you. And that's the end of the story. When you show me what you will do, and I look at you and I see you do foul shit to another person, hell no, I'm not fooling with you. Because if you do it to them, you'll do it to me. And so that's what everybody, that's what you want to do now? Whoever it is. Because I ain't getting off the internet. May the best man or woman live. I'm not leaving the internet. I'ma still keep doing my shows. I'ma still keep talking about whatever I want to talk about. What are you doing? See, I'm doing it on my channel. I'm not going around causing problems for other people on their channels. I'm not I'm not taking screenshots and sending them to people saying, don't support this lady. She supports the racist. She likes white people over black people. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I don't care who belongs to any group. I run solo because I belong to all of y'all groups. We are all content creators. And I understand everybody's got their little shiners, their peaches, their elevation. Yeah. And I belong to all of y'all. I belong to all of y'all groups. I'm just not going to put myself where it's just one group only. I'm an independent free agent. I go anywhere I want to go. I go anywhere. I go anywhere I want to go. You know, hey Swoop, I even try to be the best woman I can be. Like I was really trying to talk to people, and Swoop would tell her. I told her I was so happy when she decided to help a person, get them back on the right track. It is so easy for people that are miserable and unhappy, that have no life, to get into drama. People will suck you in. Ain't nobody sucking me in they stuff. You not sucking me in. I hope Ren Rock TV finds out who was doing that, because whoever the person was, they're a mod in Ren Rock TV. So what they did is change their name to me, and they were blocking and hiding people. I'm right there in the show. Like, this ain't me. I had left and came back. So you a sorry piece of shit. You a sorry piece of shit. I mean, misery loves company. Hey, pre-retirement, let me speak to some people. Swoop! Patty! Kicking it with the roots. DJ Ron. DJ Ron the Mechanic. He seen that this morning. It was on Ren Rock's live stream. I'm like right there. I'm like, this ain't me. I'm not hiding any people. But that's because you miserable. Just be, hey niece, Carol, Tamika. I'm not even getting ready to curse you out. Hey, the butt fouls. I just want you to know, Butter Roll Boutique, how are you? Pre-retirement dates. You're just pathetic, is what you are. Whoever does this type of behavior, you're pathetic, you're sorry, you're a bottom feeder. You have to do devious things to get attention. You have to go around from everybody's shows picking on a woman. You have to follow a woman around to every show so you can get her out the way. So what? You can be the person in charge, the woman in charge. I don't need attention. I've been a shining star my entire life. A shining star. Yeah, GJ Threeful. Hey, Riders. Hey, Lion Pride. Okay, check this out, y'all. So we got Riders for life here. Writers for Life is about this business with kids. Now, for what I need y'all to do in writers, I need you to drop those links to your change.org. What Writers for Life is trying to do, she's got a petition going. And we need y'all to sign the petition. She wants cameras in the classroom starting from kindergarten on up. So we need y'all help in signing this petition. And really, every parent should really be advocating. Grandmamas too, grandparents, mothers, daddies. The family structure has changed now. But if you have children right now that's starting from pre-K on up, there should be cameras in the classrooms. Children are being bullied now. They're being assaulted. The teachers are talking to them crazy. But anyway, it's a lot of things that kids are dealing with just going to school that I never had to deal with till I was an adult. So if you guys can sign these petitions, we really do. I don't know, Writers for Life. I'm gonna get those petitions, and I'm gonna need y'all to sign them. We want to help her. This is what she is doing. Writers, did you want to come up? Can you find those petitions? See, this is what I like about YouTube. See, I get to learn about these type of things that people are doing. See, there's some people that's doing some great things. There's people that's trying to help other people. You got people out here that's keeping you motivated. You got people that's just giving you good motivation, spiritual, inspirational stuff to keep people going. There is so much negativity now. I fool with positive people. You can learn how to knit, crochet, sew patches on. You can learn how to grow a garden. You learning what healthy foods are. You learning how to cook simple meals in 15 minutes. You walking with people. So I'm gonna focus on you good people. So what you did this morning in Ren Rock's show, you can't break me. That's all I want to tell you. I'm gonna do my standing in the gap later on. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hey, beautiful lady.
Blessings, Miss April. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Okay, you want to tell the audience, hey, y'all, we need y'all to sign that petition. I have been following writers with this, and I've also let her know that if she needed my help, I would help her. I've always told her that. So tell them what you're doing.
Yes, basically what I'm trying to do and what I've been trying to do for the past 3 years The first petition is already canceled out because we removed the principal from that school already. So that petition is not no longer needed. But the petition that is really needed is the one that I've been fighting for, the one I've been speaking on through meetings throughout the community. I do need to hit the school, but I need to do it with a speech well said. Um, but this petition right here will back me up when I do make that stand towards the teachers union, towards the school, the system, and all that. This petition right here, because there's no laws and there's no bills passed to have actual cameras in these schools. Like for those of y'all that don't know, a lot of people had to fight to get cameras in the school buses, and we got cameras in the school buses. But in order for that to take place, we all had to stand up and unite and fight the school system, demand what we wanted, not ask, not sit here and, oh, I gotta pray. Listen, we understand God is real, God exists. But if we don't sit here and help God speak up and stand up, ain't nothing gonna happen. The man is upstairs. He's giving us the tools.
Preach.
I'm saying it like that because for those that say, oh, I'm religious, I'm that, well, we need more of y'all to stand up. I don't have a religion. I believe in God. Nothing more, nothing less. I walk with him next. How can I say I walk with God by my side? Like, I'm not with
Mm-hmm.
books, I'm not with none of that. So my whole point when I say that is because I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want nobody to take it wrong, especially those that are religious. We need y'all to stand up. Those that are saying that I'm a parent, those that are saying that I'm a grandparent, auntie, uncle, I'm a sister. I love you. I da 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 da. Stand up. These kids are going through it, not just in our communities, but in these schools. Let me ask y'all one question. Why should we give a teacher that we don't know at all, a complete stranger, as much privacy as they have with our kids, and we're not allowed to know what happens in a lot of situations? A lot of these schools have to give a parent a background in order to sit with their child in a classroom when something happens for them to observe something. But let me say this, I'm the parent. I have proof that I'm this child's parent, birth certificate, everything. So why do y'all need a background again? You see, I understand that there's been, kids being stolen from the schools. Hello, that's the whole point for me saying what I'm saying. We don't need
Right.
cameras on the outside of a school. We don't need cameras in the hallways. We need cameras in these classrooms where the door is closed and there's a teacher with almost 30 students. You see where I'm coming? Sometimes maybe one aide.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these schools don't even have aides in all classrooms. And what I mean by an aide is a teacher's assistant. Like, they need more support. They're already underpaid to top it off. I'm not sitting here and bashing all teachers because a lot of these teachers out here do love their job. They have a passion for it and they're helping these kids out. But there's teachers out here that are a part of the problem. They are a part of the bullying. There are teachers out here that do bully these kids. There are teachers out here that are with these kids instigating problems. Instead of resolving the problems, they're in here instigating. What I mean by that, they're making the situation worse. They're not helping it out. Like, I've seen and heard about these kids saying, "Oh, this teacher called me stupid." This teacher doesn't have the right to sit here and call your child out their name. But how can your child prove themselves in front of a judge if there's no video, there's no audio? It's them against the teacher. And let me tell y'all something that I learned the hard way. When a judge sits here and your child is in front of a judge, the judge will sit here and tell you at the end, "I'll look at these teachers like heroes." Why? These teachers are protected. It's messed up to say, but the teachers are protected. They got the same protection a lawyer has, a police officer has, the same protection a judge has. I got smacked so hard in the face to the point that I said, screw that, I'm fighting. Since my son has rights, but he can't put his rights out there, I'm old enough to speak for him. But in the process of that, I've seen that people are too negative, too toxic. They don't want to stand up. They don't want to speak up, or some are just scared. And for those that are scared, I'm letting y'all know, look, listen, man, I won a battle against the school system, but I didn't win the war. In order for us to win this war, we got to stand up. So if y'all want more
Right.
in these classrooms, guess what? Me talking isn't enough. A lot of parents have done it. And guess what? The door has been shut in their face. So I thought of it like this: since there's no law and there's no bill that can make them do this, well, enough people signing a petition and maybe more leaders standing up and speaking on the situation, we can have it done. But our way, not the way they want to do it now, because now I'm sorry to say it, but if y'all go look into it, y'all go Google it, the way they want to do it, they want to put it really basically, I'm gonna say it like this, where, because I don't see it as race. I see it as more where is the money. I'm gonna say more towards the
Mm-hmm.
rich is. Those are the schools that are gonna have cameras. because allegedly the urban community is messing them up. If y'all want to look at black and brown and white and all that, take the racism to the side. Take the color of our
Right.
skin to the side. We all
It's
bleed the
kids.
same in the surface. We all bleed the same, and we're all supposed to be God's children. We know that we have our ups and downs. We know we can fight. We know we don't get along. But hello, getting along and working around that, like, all right, we don't get along. Fuck that, screw that. Go over there. But let's deal with this. And if you don't want to with me or deal with me no more, after this, that's fine. But at least we stood together. That's the difference between being a kid and a grown up. I'm sorry to say it, but these kids are showing me this more than us. Like, I'm over here
Mhm.
scratching my head. Like, how is these kids are being more political and more standing up than us, but their voices can't be heard unless they hit 21?
Do you guys know that they arrested a 9-year-old autistic boy that defended himself from a bully? Tell them about that story.
Are you talking
Man, I
about?
tell you, that video that you had yesterday, I was like, what?
Yeah, that
And
video is
all,
actually a video from 2020, and
yeah,
there was a kid getting arrested in the school. The dad actually did what I should have did, but I didn't know because I was ignorant. He pulled the camera out and he recorded the whole situation. But in my situation, it was a little different. I got there afterwards. So I couldn't help my son out at that moment the same way his dad did. But his son still got arrested the same way mine did. My thing is, how is it that how can these kids defend themselves if when they do stand up and defend themselves, they're the ones that get arrested? How is we locking up the victims? Why are we not putting away the aggressors? I mean, it's happening not just through the kids, but the adults is the same thing. I've seen it out here in my community. I've seen the victim get arrested and the aggressor is still out. I'm saying here, I'm like, wait, is everything going backwards? Because I'm seeing the same thing in these schools. These kids are getting picked on, and instead of the bully, all right, well, we need your child to go to therapy. Da, 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 da. No, the kid gets arrested and he gets charged with a felony or whatever, or gets marked as a terrorist. So,
for
like, I don't
defending themselves.
exactly.
You know, this is crazy.
And it's
You know, and we got so many kids now. Um, like what is it? What did they say? 1 out of 3 or 4 kids um have autism now.
yes.
So we've got a lot of special needs kids in school, and these kids should not be bullied. They did not ask for what they were born with. Okay?
But you know what they'll tell you when you sit here and you speak up, unless people start speaking up. When a parent speaks up on their own, little by little, single parents, just, for example, it's me and you, and we're going into like a school meeting or we're in front of a judge, right? They're going to tell you, why not put your child in an all autistic school? Here's my thing. My child is in the spectrum, but you can't even tell he's autistic. So why should I put him in an all autistic school when in reality they should be in the mixture? We should learn how to get along with kids with special needs, and the kids with special needs should learn how to get used to being around us because they're not no different from us. It's just that we're raising our kids to be nothing more than just bullies. I'm sorry to say it. We're raising monsters. We're not talking to them. We're not teaching them. We're not educating them. We're not raising them right. We're not giving them morals. We're not giving them responsibilities. We're not giving them respect. We're letting these kids do whatever they want. And I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying everybody. I'm just speaking in general. But those that are actually letting these kids do whatever they want are affecting the kids that are actually doing what they gotta do. And they're not being seen.
Yeah. Okay. GG4, hey to everybody that's speaking to everybody. He said, not allowed to know what happens. And they truly now teaching the little kids and the nasty kind of things. And that's
Facts.
what upset me, yeah. Because Joe Biden said there'll be no banning of books. Oh, yeah, there needs to be a banning of a lot of books in classrooms now.
Oh, that's a big
Dear Dana is asking, I don't think they unalived the other boy, no. Or seriously injured the other boy? No. What did he do? Did he hit him? I think Think
You talking about
did he hit the boy?
the boy that got arrested?
Yeah.
The boy defended himself against the bully that was hitting him, and they ended up arresting him for hitting him back. I'm sitting here, I'm like, that's crazy, stupid, and out of pocket.
Yeah. See now what they do in the schools, they're saying, and this is even for normal kids. If if a kid hits you, you're not supposed to hit them back. You're supposed to go to the teacher, the principal, or the dean. They do not want you to hit a kid back.
Here's the problem. We're seeing the video surface. So I know a lot of stuff is made up on social media, but when you see a video come straight from a kid's phone, straight to TikTok, straight to Facebook, straight to YouTube, like it's real. This is not coming from no camera, nothing. These kids are actually recording what's happening, these fights, these arguments between teachers and kids. Like we got teachers having sex with minors. I'm sorry to say it. I've posted plenty of videos. I had them on my old Facebook, which I'm about to post on this Facebook that I got now because my first one got too many strikes. So, but my whole point is that I got videos of back then, like I'm gonna say 3-4 years ago, and this has been happening for years, and it's getting worse now. We're in 2024. It hasn't gotten better; it's gotten worse. Of teachers, how is it that teachers are able? Like at one point, there was a teacher that took a kid from her classroom. How did this kindergarten student end up in your classroom and you sexually assaulting this kid? How is it that we got, proof here of a sixth grader recording her teacher, while they're
Yeah.
keeping an eye and she's having sexual relationships in the classroom with a sixth grader while the other one is being the lookout? Like, come on, let's make that make sense. Like, there's videos like that out. Like, teachers have gotten arrested. We got teachers out here now bringing drugs to the schools, coming high. I mean, I know that a lot of stuff happens. I know that, the world is crazy. I know that we go through things in our house. But listen, man, the house and the school is two different things. And I'm tired of hearing those teachers with the excuse, oh, I've been through it. Okay, well, then you shouldn't be working in a field where there's kids involved. If
Right.
you're going through it like this and you have to pop like 20 Xannies and come to school drinking tequila, makes no sense. Then get caught. Teachers have gotten caught with heroin, have gotten caught with Miley's in the classroom. They have been escorted out these classrooms. I'm saying, I'm like, look at what these kids are learning.
Well, the teachers ain't like the old school teachers. Not
No,
these new teachers coming in. And see, the thing of it is, a lot of them really aren't teachers anymore since they can't find a lot of real teachers. A lot of them are teachers' aides. They're fast tracking people now to be like teachers' aides or just be able to teach like maybe math or English. So they're not even doing 4 years of college. They're just fast tracking anybody to be a teacher now. So just keep that in mind. Did
and
you drop the link? Oh, Dana, dear
I did.
Dana, her son was handicapped. Your son in heaven. I'm a huge advocate for special needs children. We got to protect the kids, y'all. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, that's
And
all my.
like she said, the children are our future.
That's a fact.
So let's protect these kids. Help her with her petition. And then if, you know, maybe we can get something going from state to state. We gotta
That's
we
all.
gotta step up, y'all,
I
because they stepped up and they've got their books in the classrooms. See, us being lazy and not getting involved, knowing what's going on, not going to PTA meetings or school board meetings, a lot of these bills, a lot of these things was passed where
Mhm.
the books that are in the classroom now, people voted on that.
Yeah.
Everything gets voted on. Everything gets put on the ballot. This stuff don't just happen. But if you're not involved, And I can remember about 10 years ago when we were telling people that they're trying to make unisex bathrooms.
Oh, they already
And
did it.
yeah, we
Okay.
were against the people like, oh, it'll never happen. And
Listen,
I'm trying to tell people,
Miss April,
okay,
remember when I
huh?
posted that? Remember when it first happened? I posted the video on my first YouTube. I got the
Yeah,
strike for that. I got a strike for that. They wouldn't let me re-upload that video. I had to go through a whole lot of disclaimers to put that video back up. If I repost that video over here, I will have to go through a whole lot of disclaimers to repost that video up because it's a different channel. I'm like, I'm not going through it again. I'll speak on it. I just won't post a video.
right. So can you imagine a child walking into a bathroom, seeing a beautiful woman,
See, let me tell y'all
they
something, right?
turn their face, and
Somebody,
then they're holding their penis in their hand? Like, to me, I would think that might be traumatic. But see, they pass these type of laws,
yeah,
these type of things, because we didn't vote.
see, what people fail to realize is, listen, man, y'all forget about the legislators, right? We're so focused on the president. We're so focused on that, but y'all forget about the DAs, the all that. If we don't vote for these people, right, they automatically get voted in. Like, I know that they say voting doesn't matter, but people go vote for the wrong stuff. Like, give the other ones a chance. Every time I go to these places, when it's time to vote for the mayor, the DAs, the oh my God, the Congress people, the senators, and all that, nobody's there. Everybody's so focused on the presidential election without noticing that he's only there to sign. Our focus should be on these legislators, the ones that pass the laws, and y'all not paying attention. That's why the voting isn't mattering. That's why it doesn't matter. It's never going to matter because we're focused on the wrong shit. Sorry to say it.
Girl, no, speak the truth. I've been preaching this. Like I tell people, even if you don't want to vote for the president, you still got to vote and look at what's on the ballot. And that will be increasing taxes. Should your school board, should your public library get more money? You know, all of these things are on the ballot. Derek Iverson said, I tell my grandson, protect yourself first and then tell your teacher. Hold on, I got somebody else wanting to come up. Hey, the Z Show, how you doing?
Good morning, ladies. How y'all doing today?
Fine, Ian.
We're doing fine.
I just heard about your subject matter, and I got to talk about it. I mean, these teachers are acting like fools. Should not be teachers. Number one. Number two, parents are not being parents anymore. They need to go to the school board meetings and find out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go to school. Oh, I can't. I got to work. You need to make time for your kids. Your number one job when you have kids is you protect your kids. You raise your kids. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
Not your career, not your social life. That is your job. That's why you see these kids going crazy. That's why you see kids bringing guns to school because the parents are nowhere. It's sad. And somebody, there's people waking up now. Now, where I live in Texas, we don't play that. We go to the meetings. We ban the books that are not supposed to be in the books. Back in the day, sex education was taught by the parents at home, not in school, but at home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, my parents didn't. My mother didn't talk to me about the birds and the bees.
Yeah. See,
My aunt told me.
yes.
Everybody, all parents ain't comfortable with talking
Well,
with their kids about sex, but yeah.
I tell you,
Yeah,
yeah.
sex ed. They took out sex ed to put in, I'm sorry to say it, the LGBT classes.
Oh,
And
well, see,
Yeah.
yeah, you want to know the story about that? We don't play that down here. They tried to put to change the bathroom policy, and parents down here got angry. They got angry. They went to the school board meeting and said, "We're not having that. We're not paying your salary so you can put different kinds of bathrooms." And basically, here's the thing: there's only two sex, men and women, boys and girls. Period. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
like
and hold on for one moment, Zen. Dear Dana says, look, in my opinion, special needs kids, um, oh shoot. Oh, they're here to teach us, and you're right. Special needs children shows people how to love, how to care for them, and love is what makes the world go round. People love their children, even if they're special needs. Special needs kids have a glow to them.
mhm,
You got special needs kids that are walking around in strollers and they're still smiling and they're happy.
right. Now here's the
They're
thing.
teaching us.
Here's the thing with the special needs kids. We it's and the bully issue. It's not the special needs kids. It's the parents that have bullies in their family. Like I said before, parents are not teaching their kids what's the difference between right and wrong.
No,
They're not. And
no.
I hate to say this. I hate to say this. You have to have two parents inside the house.
Yep.
Period.
But
If you do not, your kid is your like for a boy, he needs a man to tell him how to be a boy and then be a man. They're not doing that anymore. I hate to say that, but it is the truth. That's why you see that's why you see teenagers acting like fools. You see teenagers 13, 14, 15 years old having babies. It's nuts.
it's a little deeper than that.
I mean, my parents, for example, when my parents, they were childhood, high school sweethearts, my father said, before I get married, I'm going to the military. He got in the military. He had a career. That's when he married my mom. They decided we got how many kids we're going to have. They planned it all the way out. These people today are not thinking about that. They're thinking about, hey, I need to get some toy. I need to get some tail. I need to go get a booty call. They're not thinking. They're thinking like that, and it's ruined our families.
It's a fact.
But now I'm going to tell you this too. Now, I was a single parent, and I think I did the best job I could of raising my son. And I'm glad that he had uncles and my
Yeah,
brothers
yeah,
that can take the place
yeah,
of a dad
yeah. That's
that
what I'm
wasn't
saying. Yeah, I'm
that
saying
wasn't
that.
it. So I get offended when people say there needs to be two parents because I started my son off in Cub Scouts. He
Mhm.
was in baseball. I mean, he did. I mean,
Yeah.
I had him in everything.
Mhm.
I went to the PTA meetings,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I, I was room mother.
Yeah. But here, yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
had a job where they would let me leave,
Yeah.
and I was the room mother for
Mhm.
3 years for my kid.
But
So
here's the thing. I'm sorry to cut you off. Uh, I'll say the parents in the family. It could be aunts. It could be uncles. It could be cousins helping raising your kid. That's what I'm saying. Nowadays, they don't care. I mean, most of the men and women, I call them not grown people. Now, only thing they're
Mhm.
thinking about is where can I get my next score, or who can I conquer? That's what they're thinking. They're not thinking about the kids. And God forbid, when I was a kid, a parent was at home at all times. You know why? My father said, "Hey, I'm gonna be working Monday to Friday. My mom used to work part time, but the weekend we're at home." I don't, and here's the thing: a lot of people get mad at me. I don't believe in daycare. I really don't, because you letting somebody else raise your kid. It's sad. And that's why we're in the society right now. That's why you see it on the news in Chicago, New York. Thugs running down the streets and stealing. Where in the world are the parents? Why these fools are acting like that?
Lost in the
Well,
matrix.
unfortunately, parents do have to work.
Yeah,
They
I
ain't
agree with you.
nobody getting ready
They
to
have
give
to.
them nothing. They're
I
not
Yeah,
giving them nothing. That's what I said. They get mad, you know. Some women, well, no, I'm not even gonna go there. Anyway,
but yeah, I
parents
understand
have
that.
to work, and the
I
way the
understand.
economy is right now, both parents have to work.
I understand that
Because
they
if
have to
you
go.
got both parents working minimum wage jobs,
Yeah, see now.
trying to make it,
Yeah,
and people don't realize the
yeah.
effect that COVID had on the working industry.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
lot of people that's never going to go out here and work with the public anymore.
yeah. Because
COVID affected us. People don't realize that. And so you got both parents needing to work.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Both parents need to work. But here's the thing:
They,
before you have children, you got to think, how am I going to supply this kid? I got to have a full time job. Like back in the day, a father had a full time job. A mother had a full time job. They had to think, hey, how am I going to supply my kids at daycare? You have aunts and uncles. You have grandparents. You have brothers and sisters in a
You-
home.
You're making a good point though, but here, let me. I don't mean to cut you off, but we're in an era right now where there are jobs supposed to be available, but when you go apply for that job, it's not available, but it's they're hiring ASAP. They need workers.
Yeah.
So a lot of people is not trying to make an excuse. It's the way right now, the way like Miss April just said, since the pandemic started,
Hmm.
stuff has gone sideways and people are not paying attention. First
Yeah,
of all,
they
I'm gonna
got
say it
that.
like this. A lot of people got all this money and decided to say, "Oh, I'm rich," without realizing, yo, it's gonna go. Like
Hmm.
people didn't sit down and think properly. People didn't, I could just keep going and going with this, but people just, how can I say they're I don't know if the pandemic hit their head or what happened,
Yeah,
but
they're
people just
spoiled now.
child nowadays
They're
and
there
reality,
are yeah, they're
reality,
spoiled now because when they got that free money, they got spoiled.
yeah, but shit, reality isn't reality.
They
System
got Yeah, they got
and
spoiled
logic isn't
and
logic.
yeah.
So like this,
hey,
I got to get the board, Miss April.
um, Ryder, did you drop the link
Yeah,
for
I
the
did. It's up there. You'll see.
everybody? Please sign that petition so she can get cameras in the schools. I've been talking to Ryder for about a year now, and I always told her I would help her to try to do whatever I can
Mm.
because she's been fighting the school board. We need everybody's help, no matter race, color, creed. It don't matter. This is about the kids. This is about protecting your children, our
Right.
children. These are kids that are getting ready to be future doctors, lawyers, phlebotomists, nurses. These are people that's going to be taking care of me. Cause see, I'm gonna live to be 100 years old, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna need these kids to be just as bright. I don't need kids that's gonna be on anxiety medicine and stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
So from the damage that a teacher done did to them of what being bullied in school is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
The bully issue it's bad because of social media. It's bad because, like I said again, these kids that are bullies are don't have common sense. Let's put it that way.
I gotta
yeah.
go.
They don't have common sense. You don't pick on
Okay, you gotta
somebody.
go, Ryder.
I gotta go pick up my daughter. I was gonna read you two poems before I left because I gotta go get my
Okay,
shoes.
yeah, read the 2 points.
All right. This one's called Lord Forgive Us for Our Sins. In the darkness, we lost our way, praying to God as we start to sway, dancing with the devil, our souls in a bind, in a bit. Oh my God, why am I stuttering right now? That's because I'm trying to rush. Hold up.
Yeah.
In the darkness, we lost our way, praying to God as we start to sway, dancing with the devil, our souls in a bend, hoping for redemption, forgiveness we find. Through the trials, we face our fears, seeking solace as the end draws near. God's promise of light in the stormy weather. We'll keep on dancing, getting better together. Lord, forgive us for our sins, so deep in this dance with the devil, secrets we keep. But through it all, God's love will shine bright, guiding us towards his eternal light.
Oh, that's good. That's
So
real good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna read you this one because it goes with the topic that
Okay.
Miss April is talking about, and it goes hand in hand, especially with this petition, the bullying. Guys, I've talked about it for years. I've got more poems on it, but this one's called Heaven's Playground, and it goes like this: In the heavens, angels dance and sing, but now the playground's filling up. It's a crowded wing. With each new soul that takes flight, the stars shine brighter in the night. The gates open wide, welcome them all, but even paradise has its limits, they call. So many hearts pure and true, finding peace in skies of blue. Heaven's playground is getting full, every corner occupied with souls so beautiful. But there's always room for one more light guiding us through the darkest night. I'm gonna read another one before I go so that y'all can understand that poem
Okay.
because it's crazy.
Yeah.
So this is let me see. Yep, here we go. Let me see, is this one? All right, here we go. Our angels are confused. In a world of chaos and greed, our angels watch with hearts that bleed. Society lost in pursuit of wealth, blind to the damage done to our mental health. Too busy choosing power and fame, our souls drowning in a never ending game. The truth obscured by material desire, leaving our angels to mourn and tire. But amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope. Our angels whisper, helping us cope. If we pause and listen with open eyes, we'll see their guidings shining through the lies. And the whole point of this is, guys, we need to start, how can I say it? Start putting down these weapons, start putting down these weapons of hate, and start picking up our hands and start, showing love, start opening our mouths and giving some love because we're too busy pointing fingers and pulling triggers that we're not realizing that bullets have no names. And we're killing our kids, not just through these bullets, but through the abuse we're giving them through the community and in our homes. Because the abuse is not just in our schools. The abuse these kids suffer are in their homes with people they also love. At times, some of these kids live with their own enemy, and people don't realize it. And I am tired of seeing caskets no bigger than 3 feet underground lying.
Mhm. That,
You
that,
know, hey Carol, how
Hey
are you
there.
doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine. Everybody say hi to Carol
Hey,
Ryder. Hold on. Those were some great points. And you are so true. I'm going to tell you, I did not realize how bad incest and molestation ran deep in families.
mhm.
mhm.
The kids. I did not realize this
Yes.
until my fight, well, for our family friend. And then, he was abused. It's just, I learned so much stuff. Stuff got deep, you know.
That's why I read these poems,
So
and they, they inspire somebody and they motivate. Because listen, these poems is the way I see the world. Every story I hear, every person that talks about what they've been through or how they overcome, I write it into a poem. Like nobody knows who they are, what they are. Everybody can relate to it. So,
right,
like at the end of the day, it's like it's only but so much that as a human I could hold in without shedding tears. So why not write it down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, can
yeah.
I say something?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Floor is
Okay.
yours.
Thank you. So I'm a ex teacher, well, a retired teacher. And so, first thing when you all are talking about doing a petition and things, I think that's great. Children, the reason there is no cameras right now and in the schools, in the classrooms, because children are protected. You don't know who is looking at that child, who's after that child, or whatever. So
Yeah,
children
because
are
they are a
protected
minor.
under law, right?
With
And
the
so
racism.
Yeah.
even if you go to like an event, you and like you see on YouTube, if you're vlogging, you're not supposed to vlog other people's children. Children are
Right.
protected under law.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big reason why there are no cameras in the classrooms. But as a parent, also, I'm a teacher, but I'm also a parent. And so what happens as a parent is you have to protect your child, but you also, as a parent, have superior rights. Parents
Mm-hmm.
have to use the rights they have.
Yeah.
If it's enough parents go up to a school or go to a school board,
Mm-hmm.
things will change. But
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
too many parents who will not open up their mouths.
Yes.
So there
Yeah.
is nothing that's
Hmm.
going to be done if they can get you not to open up your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
On that
the
point.
prices of food is going up, the prices of everything is ridiculous. How do we solve this problem? Let me tell you how you solve it. You get everybody or as many people as you can on one accord and say, I want everybody only to shop at the stores on Monday and Friday. Okay, you're
I like
talking
how
to
she's
the
talking. I'm
right.
gonna listen down below. I'm gonna listen down below. Yo,
Okay,
she's spitting bars, y'all. Listen to it. I agree with everything she is saying. Like, but I still think the camera thing because I gotta go pick up a daughter is still
okay,
important. And when I get on my channel, I'll explain a little more because I spoke to the bull. I spoke to Tom Wolf. I mean, I'm his assistant, the bull that goes and speaks on his behalf on these meetings. And he
okay,
told me it is possible to get the cameras in, but we
okay.
have to stand up. That's why I got that
Yeah,
petition there because of a bill, because she's right on what she was saying exactly. And he broke it down. So she is not lying. She's spitting bars. Listen carefully to what this lady is saying. Shout out to you, Miss Carol. I'm gonna
thank
listen
you.
down on the chat while I'm picking up my daughter.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm here. I'm here for you, Ryder. I've
Facts.
always told you that.
Yo, she
See
breaking it
these?
down. So listen to
Yeah.
what she's saying. So I like how she said that because she's not lying on that
Okay.
point saying about the privacy part. But as
Okay.
parents, we do need to figure it out. If the camera
Right.
yep,
doesn't work, we gotta
yep,
stand up. Like I said, united we listen. We united we united we conquer the world. Divided we just gonna crumble.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
hmm
listen to you.
Absolutely.
But I'm so sorry to break you. I just had to get out real
No,
quick.
no
Yeah, that's
problem.
okay.
Point.
You know
No.
what? Here's the thing. I like to say this. I go to a men's breakfast every month, and we talk about responsibility of a father, a responsibility as a man. We do that every month. So we talk about everything that's going on now, and we got to do that. We got to get. A lot of parents won't do that. They won't. They won't speak about anything. You got to know when the school board is meeting. You got to be. You got to be at the school board meeting. I have a friend of mine that said, if you want change in your school, you got to be at the meeting. You got to have more on your side when you go talk to these people. They work for
Yeah.
you. If they're
Yeah.
not doing their job, you can vote them out. But you got to
Yeah.
speak up and say, hey,
Right.
my kids are having this problem at this school. Or
Right.
my kid bought this book home from school and I don't approve of it. See,
Yep.
now you got to speak your mind.
Yeah.
Speak up. Some
Right.
people say they don't have.
Okay, let Miss Carol finish what she was saying when she had first started.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I was just saying, and then when you going into the school board, to the schools with these things, you have to know you have to focus on one thing. Just if you're trying, if you're trying to fight racism, if you're trying, whatever problem you're trying to fight, you all have to focus on one thing. Because when you get in these meetings, these people, you're going to start one thing and then you're going to run to something else and run to something else and nothing's going to get done. So if the focus on putting on cameras, that has to be the entire focus. You cannot go to, and then my child did this, and then it should be bullying, and it should be that. You can't go around the circle with things because people only understand one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when she does that thing, make sure she focuses only on the cameras and leave it that. Now, the thing that I had went to the side is also with us as people, everybody in this country is so tired of food prices going up, gas going, everything is ridiculous, but the rich is still getting richer. So we all have to put in a plan. Why don't we all just go to the stores on Monday and Friday? Okay, you do that for a couple of weeks. I'm telling you, the government's going to go, oh, ho, what's going on? Let's lower these prices because these people can't afford to shop. I don't know why people don't understand that you have to fight. You fight money with money. You know what I'm saying? Take our money back. Take our money back. If we gonna go with the gas, put certain days. And then I know you're not gonna get the whole country to do this, but if you can get a significant amount of people to do this, then this is a problem that can be solved. You know what I'm saying? People have to be able to speak up. But then let me just go this way right quick. Mental health is off the chain. When COVID, well, I don't want to say that on your channel, but when the C word came, it took a lot of people out, but mentally, it took a lot of people out. It took me out mentally. That don't blame yourselves for going, through all this mental health, going crazy and stuff, because it happened to people. It's still happening to people. So whose fault is it? It's the government. We pay into a government to protect us. They gave us a check for $2,000. In Canada, they got $2,000 for over 2 years every month because nobody demanded it. Everybody started talking about, I want to go back to work. I want to go back to work. No, you demand what you want. And the government, when you pay your taxes, you're paying for what the government gave you. They still owe you a whole lot of money, y'all. So that little $2,000 y'all got was nothing. And the government was like, I know, and the government was like, okay, they don't want no more money. They want to go back to work. Well, then let us make them go ahead and go back to work. Now people going back to work, they can't find jobs. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going back to work, you got mental health, you got all these issues, you got all these bills coming up. It's the government.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they don't like dealing with people in the public anymore.
Yeah.
People are terrified.
Yeah, that's true. That is so
no,
true.
Seriously. People are, no, you're laughing. People are terrified to go out now. And you think some people, they'll never go back to work.
Exactly.
Some people are traumatized just from watching TV, looking at people being shot. Do you know all of the mass shootings and stuff we had? Those people are affected. Those are traumatized people that we have to grow up with.
Yep.
Now, okay, we're gonna talk about. Here's the thing about shooting and everything like that.
They would walk to work. Yeah.
You had to work. You had to work. And your full-time job is to find a job. If you don't have work, if you're not working, your job is to find a full-time job. Instead of come and knock on your door and say, "Hey, you want to work?" You got to go out full-time to look for a job. If you don't have a job, that is your job. You have to go out and
Now,
find a
most
job.
jobs you don't go out to. You go on the internet and you fill out the application. It's not that many jobs you go out to no more to fill out the application. It's
Well,
on
Yeah,
you
the
you
do,
don't.
internet.
You don't
it's
even
doing,
interview
yeah,
people anymore.
Right.
Well,
yeah,
you
No,
do your
not
they
at all.
do.
interview.
Depend
They
on
You
what
do.
you
the
do
job
your
is.
interview over a Zoom meeting or
Yeah.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
have to do that. You cannot be a part time looking for a job. It's a full time job to find a job. My father said that. My father also said, "Hey, when I was younger, when I was graduating high school, he told me before you graduate, you got to have a full time job because when you graduate, you have 6 months to find your place." I found me a place. I had a full time job. It
Okay.
starts at the home. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah.
Education
That's true.
starts at the home.
Everything starts at home.
It's not the government's job to teach your kids how to find a job. It is the parents' job. It is the uncle's job. It is the aunt's job. It's the cousin's job. You got to have that before you go out to work, before you get out of high school. You got to have that mind straight up and say, hey, nobody's going to give me that money. I got to work for it. I want to work. When I graduated high school, I had a full time job. I was working at a restaurant, great job, 40 hours. And then I said, hey, I need to make more money. That's why I started my own lawn service.
Okay. That's
I was always working because I
okay, but
like
that's
stuff.
bad that you're always working.
No,
Because what happens is if you always working, by the time you get to the age of 50, I'm gonna say 45, 50, something like that, your knees gone, your body is shot, but they want you to work to almost 79. That's not how people
but
do things in real
no,
life.
I got
That's not good.
I got to totally disagree with
And
you.
then
I got to totally
back
disagree
in
with you.
those days, Zen, you could when we graduated, yeah, we can get our own apartments and own cars. Things wasn't high.
Right.
These days, rent is so high. You
Sure
know,
is.
you
You,
can't let
you,
your kids will never make it out there on their own now.
Nope.
They
my,
really
Nope.
have to stay at home.
Yep. That's true.
Now here's the thing. My sister has 6 kids. The oldest kid is at LSU right now. The next three of them have jobs, still in school, have jobs. My sister said, "Hey, you can have a part time job, but when you get to your senior year, you gotta have a full time job." That was the rules. People don't want to work. People are lazy.
No.
No, I don't
Well,
believe. No, 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 no.
Okay,
I don't agree with
let
that.
me let me
I
let me
don't
put
agree
this
with
I
that at
don't
all.
neither do I.
let me put this in things. For example, when you graduate high school, you got to have education. Education is the key. You got to find you a job, full time job, part time job. You got to find a job. You cannot be lazy. You cannot depend on the government for anything except for your security.
Well,
That's
then
it.
why are we paying them our taxes if we can't depend on the government? That's who we're paying it to, just like a mafia. You
But
pay the mafia, they protect you. So why am I giving
And
you my taxes if you ain't gonna give me anything?
you know
exactly.
the
And look
government.
how long they keep our money.
The,
Hey,
go-
Exactly.
everybody, let's welcome in my great, beautiful friend, dear Dana. She has a great show.
Awesome.
Um,
Hey, Dana, how are you?
Hey,
good
yeah.
morning. Good conversation. I like it.
I don't jump in on anybody. I just wait.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
go on. The floor is yours.
Yep.
I was I usually comment, but I thought I just love her, so I thought I'm going to jump in on. Well, I don't look too scary, but
Oh, please. Then you do
um,
not.
I was thinking about all this important conversation, and in the chat, my daughter was bullied in elementary school,
Okay.
and she's not an ugly child, but she was uh, emotionally intelligent beyond her years because my little boy was rare and he was in a wheelchair and he didn't age but a third of the rate we do, literally. And he
Okay.
was medically rare and had some close calls where we almost lost him early. And she'd seen a lot. So
Okay.
it matured her quick.
Mm-hmm.
And because she was mature beyond her years, she got bullied hard.
Okay.
And she decided she was going to create an anti bully club.
Okay. Okay.
And she did that young because it was harsh in elementary school, even.
Okay.
And it starts young. And my background is a psychotherapist and a hypnotherapist. And no, I don't make people quack. I do it to help them with everything that ails them. But
Mm-hmm.
the point being, she'd seen so much, and kids grow up fast. And I have found that kids that bully, they're getting it hard at home.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
They're
Mm-hmm.
not being treated well at home.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
they come to school and project that pain on kids at school.
Right.
So the families typically need to be investigated.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yep.
think if the school would utilize good kids to befriend, special needs kids and maybe some of the bullies, that maybe that would turn around because you would dive deeper into what's really going on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the food thing, girl, sir, um, I found out some truth about some of the stuff we're buying now. You're,
Uh-huh.
get, you're getting less and less food in the packages.
You sure are. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it. Yep.
And they're charging the same or more
Mm-hmm.
to psychologically trick us, and that's the truth.
Exactly.
And not only are the healthy foods were expensive before, they're 2 and 3 times more in cost.
Exactly.
And you can have two people in the household working and still can't afford hardly to feed our families.
And that's true.
So if we really want to call truth to power, we will speak to the government, but we also can affect them now if
Mm-hmm.
we start growing our vegetables
Yep.
and trade with our neighbors.
Yep.
And if we want meats, you literally can go to your local farmers that are growing, um, you know, raising cattle and stuff like that. And do you
Mm-hmm.
know that they will directly sell you meat
Oh,
and
okay.
cut out the grocery
Okay.
stores?
Okay. Hmm.
So if we want to affect our grocery stores where it hurts, we will start doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's
but we too busy not liking somebody because of their race, color, or religion, or if they like Donald Trump or Joe Biden.
well, we
Jesus.
we got to jump off our
That-
ego because here's the truth.
right. That's
We're
that's
about
just
to go,
how ignorant of a people that we become now.
but here's the
We
thing.
yeah.
Joe Biden, and this is not about who I like or don't like, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like neither one of them now.
Me either.
Neither do I.
Me either.
Me neither.
When Biden got into government, I knew from, and this comes from my background, my occupation, um, and I'm just now kicking off my practice because after I lost my little boy 6 years ago,
Oh
I was
my
in a
God. So
heavy
sorry
grief
for you.
state,
Yeah,
and
hold
I
on,
Okay.
yeah.
didn't
Okay.
know I would go back to helping people or not, but I am now because
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stop because it's in me.
Okay.
Um, but the point being, and then I got diagnosed with MS too.
Okay.
Uh, but the point being is when Biden got in office, I knew because of what I do that he was suffering from the beginning of dementia or
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
Mhm.
I
I'm
knew
gonna
it already. Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He
Mm-hmm.
has not been running our country.
No,
No,
he hasn't.
no, he's
No, he
Yeah,
hasn't.
everybody knows that.
And he cannot
everybody
do
knows.
another term. He
Someone
cannot.
is running it for him. I
Yep.
don't know who it is, and it's not
Yep.
Camilla.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
no.
right.
That's why you don't
Yeah.
get to see a lot of her.
Uh-huh.
So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know who's running the country. And
Nobody.
so
Jesus.
It's,
that status,
Yeah.
thank you for saying that. I think I know who's running it. It's the people that used to be in the Obama administration that's
Yeah.
running it. A
And
lot of people don't.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of people
But
don't
like
want
I said, yeah, we don't. You know, we got too many issues where
to.
we can't come together now.
it,
More things to divide us.
Yeah.
So
but
you
I don't
know,
know that it's things to divide us right now. Our whole country should be terrified because our families cannot take care of themselves. I don't care if you're
Hmm.
Sure can.
black, white, purple, green, or orange.
Yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely.
yeah, rent is high, mortgages are high.
Morgan.
Kids can't leave home, and like sweet,
I mean, my husband's older than me, and his company went out of business a few months ago,
Mhm.
and he cannot find a job to save his life.
See, yep.
And
right?
you're
That's what
sitting,
I was saying. Everybody can't find.
uh-oh, did she
Oh,
go
they
out?
do. They
And
Her
do.
thing went off.
the point of the matter is, he's not old, but he's in IT. So
Uh
you've
Hmm.
huh.
got all those 20 something year olds coming in,
Hmm.
and he's getting interviewed, and then he gets ghosted.
Wow.
So he's in IT,
Yeah.
and basically he's he just it's he's been in a company for so many years, and I was in the same situation. I was in the restaurant industry for years, and then I said, "Wait a minute, this is not going on. I need to prepare myself for a different part of my career." So that's why I started my own business, like I said
Yeah.
before. And
Mm-hmm.
then the restaurant I went was working for years, went out of business. Yeah, this is a good time to start your own business if you know how to do that.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's why I'm launching my
the- the-
practice right now because I can go worldwide or local
yeah, uh,
to help
a
people.
lot of people now are working at home, which is great. Uh, it saves money for daycare. It saves money for for gas and everything. If you have the wits to work at home, if I know he's probably is he certified for Microsoft?
I'm not, look, that is not my jam.
Yeah. Well,
I'm right
yeah.
brained and I help people, and he does IT. So he talks to me about it, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, younger and cheaper. IT is a young person's game now.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
'Cause I
not
couldn't get up in that type of work.
not
I ain't
not
gonna lie about it.
not necessarily because I'm in my 50s and I taught myself how to build computers, how to update my software, how to doing YouTube. This is good. It keeps me busy. You gotta have something that you like. You gotta have a backup plan. You gotta have a backup plan for everything you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to have it because if something happens, if I was at a job and I got laid off or they went out of business, I got to depend on myself, the backup plan, because nobody else is going to do that for you. You got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that's how the world works. It works like that, and I've been very very happy for when I was working. I would have my own business, cutting grass, weed eating, edging, flower beds, and it was a year round job. Um, During the winter, I used to pick up leaves. I had a commercial mower, so I had a riding lawnmower, so
yeah.
I had a blade in there. I pick up leaves. I made more money during the winter than I did during the summer.
Wow.
It's called
Okay, that's great. That's yeah. Swoop like me, she says that they're always trying to put in place a way to stop farmers and people that
Mm-hmm.
grow their own.
Yep.
Pennsylvania in court now with the farmer trying to take his land.
Oh
Yep.
Lord.
Yep.
Pennsylvania. What do you expect from Pennsylvania?
Look, we
I mean,
even have thought about, do we need to sell our house and take the equity and get one of those tiny homes or get
See,
one of those cabins and put it on a piece of land
a piece of land.
so we
Yep,
can be debt free.
yep, yep,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's that
Yeah.
scary.
Oh
yep.
yeah. See,
I thought about that.
there's a lot of people in Texas that do that same thing. They buy the land and they build their own house.
We're talking
And
about one of those tiny homes that you see.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
know what
mean,
you're
yeah,
talking.
I
that,
wouldn't mind having one of those tiny
yeah,
homes.
a tiny
I
home.
was looking into those.
Yeah. See, down here in Texas, you could buy at least 3 acres of land less than 100 grand.
Yeah, I'm not talking
And
about
then
saving
the
100 grand.
house.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, you still have to get a loan
No.
and everything like that, but
That's
it's
a lot.
easy. It's a lot. Yes, that's why you got a plan. Got everything from when you graduate high school until now. It is a plan.
That's been a long time ago, baby.
Right,
I
right.
said
Baby,
this
let me
5 years
tell
ago.
you, we done went through 20 plans. I done went
Okay.
through 20 plans. All
Come on.
right. I'm 61 and I still got another plan I'm going
Oh,
through
yeah.
right
Yeah,
now.
and when you
Right.
got MS and you don't have
See?
insurance, the
You got,
medicine's
Woo.
expensive.
See, it is.
I mean, one of my
Now,
medicines is
how come you don't have insurance, dear Dana?
that's
Oh,
what I
Joe
say.
Biden says
That's
every
what I was
American
going to say.
has insurance.
nope.
Right,
I
right,
fall through
right.
I fall through the cracks. One of my medicines recently, $13,000 a month,
Ooh.
and I
See?
was scrambling. And it's my main MS medicine that slows the progression.
Yeah.
And I was scrambling to figure out how I was going to get that medicine. And one of the men
You-
from Shark Tank, you know that
Uh-huh.
show,
Yeah.
had a site that my doctor found that from 13,000 I can get it for $30. Now figure that one out.
Oh,
Wow.
that's like a generic brand.
Oh, thank
That's,
God.
Thank
No,
that's
goodness.
a
the
generic
generic,
brand.
the generic was $13,000.
And you got
See?
and you found one that's well, you got very, very lucky to find that.
Yeah, my neurologist from MS Center of Atlanta, now they've changed the name, found it from Mark Cuban's site from Shark Tank that
Mhm.
made it available. That one place.
See? See this?
One place.
Yep. And
Yeah,
then you have to search. You know what I'm saying? You're searching for that.
right.
Yeah,
You know
just
how
gotta
sick that makes you, though, especially if you have an illness, because you know I have chronic back, low back pain. If
Mhm.
you have an illness already and you have to search on how you're going to survive, how you're going to eat, how you're going to get your medicine, how this is going to happen, how your kids going to find, that wears your whole body down. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you got
And
Tell me
so,
about it.
and so this is another thing that nobody talks about. You know what I'm saying? Because we're supposed to just make this happen because we are in America. This is the thing that's happening in Chicago. So you know how they're bringing over the people from all these other countries. And so when
yeah.
they brought them over, when they're bringing them over, they're giving them $3,500 a month to live on. Okay,
Mhm.
we're right now. Everybody is protesting. I
Mhm.
wish I had $3,500 a month. So
Not
you're
only
gonna
that,
yeah, exactly. So you're gonna bring somebody else over here, give them $3,500 a month. But you should see how many homeless people are in our parks and under the bridges. And I mean, I'm one step from being homeless. You know what I'm saying? If I step to the right, I'm homeless. You know what I'm saying?
not
But you're
only
gonna
that,
sit here and take care of people like that?
they gave them a loan to start
It's
businesses
it,
or grants to start
Exactly.
businesses.
yeah.
Exactly. But we don't get a loan to start businesses.
But
I have,
here's
I
the
don't have a
thing.
problem with legal
Right.
insurance. I
Yeah,
have no problem with it.
yeah. Now, for example, if you live in Chicago, people that vote for the same people over and over and over again is gonna get the same results. You had one mayor was an idiot. And then y'all, I'm not saying you did. I'm saying everybody in Chicago voted for another guy that's worse than an idiot. And then you have the city of Chicago that is sanctuary city. I mean, y'all got to make some noise and say, "Hey, we don't want that in our city." You got to make some noise.
We're protesting right now.
People
We're
are not making
protesting
noise
right
right
now.
now.
But
Let
I'm
me tell
telling you, if you
They're,
don't
they're
protest,
making
you
a
don't
little
do
bit of
nothing.
noise because they're getting paid legal aliens. I call them legal aliens because that's what they are. They're getting money to them. But what about the citizens in Chicago? What about the homeless veterans in Chicago? They don't get nothing. That's,
Okay, everybody, hold on, Zen. We want to invite. I bring it every day. I
Hello.
don't know where your young Riaz went.
Oh,
I bring it every day has joined the panel. I
hey.
also want to say we had TSW. Oko said to look into Gain Wall Technologies, and I guess that might be an IT company. I bring
Who?
it every day. Um, TSW. It's on the screen. I bring it every day. What you want to say?
Oh,
What you want?
I wanted to tell, is it Dana about the pharmaceutical patient assistance programs? And I
Okay.
don't know which company you're dealing with, but you don't have to tell me. Um, I know for a fact that Abbott Labs or AbbVie does have a patient assistance program for Humira, and that new one,
No,
I forget the
I
name of
was
it.
working with AbbVie. Look, I'm only able to take 2 drugs because I have a,
Yeah.
JC virus on my brain, and the JC virus load is so high that
Mhm.
I'm only able to take 2 drugs because if I take any other drug, they will
Yep.
kill me.
Okay. But anyway, but the bottom line is pharmaceutical companies do have patient assistance programs for
I
those
was
medications, for
yeah,
the biologics.
I was using AbbVie and they stopped with the patient assistant program that I was using. That's why I got in trouble.
Oh, okay.
I
So that's
wasn't able
interesting.
to get the
Yeah.
drug. I was using Abagio.
Okay. Yeah. So
And they
anyway, so and that's for any drug, not necessarily. Now the biologics are a little bit tougher
Mhm,
to
yeah,
mhm,
get than the
yeah.
pills, the regular pills. But
mhm,
I just wanted to make that, make everybody aware. You
Thank
can
you.
go through a lot of them. They have a specific website or a specific link on their
Mhm.
websites for the patient assistance program, and they do have. A lot of times they'll give it to you for 10, 5, $20, depending,
Thank you.
mhm.
which company. But anyway, I just want to make sure people are aware of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
thank
in
you.
that and they closed it and that's how I got in trouble.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure what's going on there. I used to work there too. So I know a lot of, I used to get people patients assistance all the time
Thank you so
for the
much.
Good.
products that I was
Oh.
doing. Yeah, I used to get it all the time. And I would even do the I bring it every day patient assistance program, and I'd back my truck up and give them free product, all the time.
Oh,
That's very
Yeah.
Mhm,
kind.
Oh,
mhm.
thank God for people like you.
okay.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
Yeah.
know how it is out there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
The medical field is really tough
Yep.
Yeah.
with
Mhm,
the prices of drugs, and also doctors' visits and things like that. All that stuff's really, really expensive, and that's why we went through that big upheaval, with Obamacare and stuff. But the problem is, I don't think they thought it all the way through, and they sort of pushed it through, in my opinion.
Hmm.
mhm,
And
Yeah,
so
like people like me fall through the crack and it's scary.
mhm,
yes,
mhm.
because the thing
Well,
is,
a woman like me,
yeah,
I fall through the cracks
really.
because yeah, see. I've been getting disability since 2017,
And I
Ooh.
don't get
Okay.
it. I don't get
and
Mm-hmm.
it. I haven't.
I wasn't even 60, right? The
Yeah.
radiation damaged my body so bad. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
don't have teeth. I look good on the outside. All of my
Mhm,
stuff is
Yeah.
internal. My bone mass is low, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
mhm.
And so I, because of the income that I get,
Yeah.
they put me in Medicare.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Now.
And I
Mm,
pay close to $200 a month for Medicare.
yes.
Mm.
And
Yes.
because of my income, Medicaid won't help me.
See?
Okay, well,
See?
uh,
So
well, let
that's
me.
the kind of BS. Hold on, Zen. Let me finish.
Mm,
So that's the kind of stuff
yeah.
when we say we fall through the cracks. Now,
Yep.
because of my income, I only get $23 a month in food stamps. What is
Yeah.
that going to
Well,
help me? So,
Exactly.
in addition to getting a check,
Mm-hmm.
because y'all done set whatever kind of guidelines that you have set,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
now I'm paying money for my medicines, money for groceries. And you've taken my money for 30 years, close to 40 years, all the interest you got.
See?
So I'm scrambling.
Yeah.
Yes, I go to food pantries.
See?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
but I should be able right now to at least be living a decent life. I should
Exactly.
not have to
Yeah.
get up every morning
Mm-hmm.
and get on that phone
Yep.
and look for stuff because see now I gotta take a Xanax because I'm on the phone.
It's a lot.
Y'all
Yeah.
gonna put me on hold and I got to explain my story to
Yeah.
5 different people. That's
Sure do.
challenging right there.
There you
And
go.
half of the people they have working for these companies, half of them can't help you.
See?
Mhm.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's called the poverty tax. You
Yeah.
pay a poverty tax.
That's
And
correct.
people will say, oh, you get food stamps. Oh, you probably gonna buy lobster or something. Get out of here with that mess. We pay a tax for being poor.
That is
We
true.
pay for everything we do. You're gonna either pay for it in your time or you're gonna pay for it in your money. And
Right.
that's how a system is ran. It's ran so that
Mhm.
you can barely do anything and you will stay on the system. But on the outside, they'll say, we don't know why these people are staying on the system because they're lazy.
Right.
Who's lazy and they've worked their entire life?
Exactly.
People are not lazy. I hate that word.
Me
People
too.
are not lazy. Do
Preach.
you think these people in these big corporations are actually doing work? No.
No,
They
they
have been
getting a
given
check.
this life. You know what I'm saying? They've been given a silver spoon.
That's
We
right.
get up every day. We've seen our parents get up every day. We see our children who got to go get up every day.
Yep.
Why is that fair? You are not lazy. Stop saying that stuff. You
Okay.
work harder with your mind, so you do not have to work it with your body. You got one body, one mind. You want to keep that body functioning as long as you can. So
Yeah.
why should I have to work till I'm 65 and just to do what? Go die now? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, preach.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
cannot stand this system. This system has to be redone.
It's
Yeah.
true.
You know what
I
I'm
hear
saying?
you. I
This is
hear you.
why a lot of kids stop going to school. This is why the school system is so messed up. They give you all these classes. I'm a teacher, y'all. I can tell you this. They give you all these classes that you do not need. When you get in high school, you should be having classes like finance and how to do things to build your own business. But instead, they're telling you, wow, now let's learn about B2 plus C3. Why are we learning that? I have not used any systems like that since I've been out in the world.
Girl, you better preach. I ain't
You know
never
what I'm
used
saying?
algebra.
Stop with this baloney. This is what irritates me. I be trying
Yes.
to be so nice and calm, y'all. But you
Mm-mm.
know what? The system is designed to fail you. And
Yes.
so you're fighting a system that will fail you as much as it can.
That's right.
Oh,
Everybody
you
got to get
preaching.
aware. You better become aware because if you don't, if it's a 2-parent household right now, I'm telling you, they're probably in line for a food pantry. I know people in line for a food pantry that they work. I know people that work every
Yes.
day and they live on the train because they cannot get an apartment to live in.
That's
This
correct.
is bull when people keep telling you people are so lazy, they don't want to do this.
Yeah.
This is bull. That's a bull mindset. Get
It
that
is.
out of your head.
That's right.
You are being gaped. If you know what that means, you are being made a fool out of.
Mhm.
And they keep saying, let's vote for Biden or let's vote for the other guy. They all already have the system rigged where whoever wins is not for you.
They're not.
Right.
It's
I don't
scary.
know who's starting this.
I'm not happy with either choice. It's scary, and we got to advocate
Yep.
for ourselves and do for ourselves.
That's right.
Yep.
And in school,
right.
I think that they should be showing some students about, college
Yes,
isn't for
well,
everybody.
Exactly.
Let's look at some of these technical schools and see what you like.
Yeah,
Yep.
but they took out the tech schools out there during the 80s and 90s because they wanted to put their stuff in their place.
Mhm.
But let me go here with this. I'm on SSI, Social Security Disability.
Me too.
I am on that. I got a lawyer. I had a lawyer that was very, very good. She said basically you need to show them you are disabled. And I
Yeah.
was disabled. I have asthma. I had COPD because my parents were smoking. I got the secondhand smoke. My eyelids are droopy because my mom back in the day used to smoke when she was pregnant with me. So that's part of disability. My disability, what I get now, is like $915 a month. I got
Oh wow.
I got that. That's a good. And then I also got food stamps, which is $160 a month.
That pays for nothing.
Exactly.
That pays for
See,
that
see,
pays for me.
Right.
That pays for me. That's
You must didn't work long to just get $900.
I got Social Security disability because I was
I know I'm on disability and I get
I,
way more than that. They
Mm.
go
yeah,
by
but
how long you worked and how much you made.
Yeah, it's
I
based
was
on that.
working when I was
Yeah.
15 years old.
Mm.
I was working when I was 15 years old. I had multiple jobs. I used to work at a restaurant, used to work at fast food, used to work
Okay.
at a
Oh, okay.
used
That
to work
explains
at
it.
a club, used to work
Right.
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Because
that's
I was in management and stuff and I get like two times what you're talking about.
yeah,
So
but in the state,
yeah.
where I live in the state of Texas, it's cheaper to live in the state of Texas than it is up in Chicago.
I
show
didn't get
us,
disability
show
because
live.
I was taking care of my son
Yeah,
in the last
See,
2 years.
What?
I
wow.
physically passed, but I
Mhm.
didn't pass because I didn't make enough money in the last few years because I was taking care of my special needs son.
Mhm.
And so I got
Wow.
diagnosed. So I got nothing.
Did you get a lawyer?
No.
You
I
need to
got
Yeah.
get a
you
free
You
need to
need
lawyer.
get
to
a
get a
lawyer.
You
lawyer.
need to get a
I
free
had to
lawyer.
get a
You,
lawyer.
you, you had to
Yep.
get a lawyer,
Get a
and
lawyer
you
and
have
you'll
to
get it.
get a
My
lawyer and get
yeah.
Hey,
you have to have a
Zen,
doctor, right?
Zen, you're cutting other people off.
I'm sorry.
Carol was talking.
No, I was just gonna say my sister actually was a social worker in Chicago, and so what she did was she also helped a lot of family members get their disability because
Mm.
what's gonna happen is the first time you put in, they're gonna deny you. After
Yeah,
they
Absolutely.
deny
it's just
you,
automatic.
yep,
Yep.
automatically. After they
Yep.
deny you, you're gonna have to get a lawyer, and it's gonna take about 6 months to a year, but you'll get that, and you'll get your back pay too. And
Yep.
so it's a certain way that you have to fill out the application, and everything. That's why I'm telling you to get a lawyer, and
Yep.
then you will get your disability.
Mhm.
Okay, y'all can go ahead.
Yep.
Mm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you will.
Oh,
Thank
Dana. Also, one other thing I wanted to just echo that you said earlier. Um, so anyway, there's a food pantry about um 10 houses away from where I live right now, and I just drove by it coming home, and the line is full,
See?
and they're not going to open up until I think 1:30.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
and it was about 12 when I went by there, and it's
That's
packed,
sad.
That's
packed
right.
full, and they're regular people. You know what I mean? They're people.
Sure
I'm sure
is.
they're working. You
Yep.
know, and then
And
the
they
other
Honey, I
stand
thing
go to
is,
out.
the food pantries. I ain't ashamed.
That
I
food will
go
be
I think
to
you
gone in
should.
45
I have
minutes.
done it before too. I have done it before,
Yeah,
honey.
absolutely.
I'm going to the food pantries now. Some of the times it be a whole lot of stuff that I
Mm-hmm.
can't use, but
Yep.
I bring it back to my building
Mm-hmm.
and I put it out, and you best believe it's gone.
It's
Yep.
gone. That's
Yep.
right.
It's gone.
But the other
See?
thing,
And then,
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
so I'm not embarrassed. Y'all better get up
No.
out of that stuff.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
like I say, if we gonna fight this system, we got to stop fighting each other.
Yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
y'all got to let some of these egos and stop worrying about.
Yep.
Some folks don't even want to be seen in the food pantry line. Some people think that's so disgusting. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But see, I know some people that are
Hey,
abusing the
64.
system.
Yep.
They're
See?
pulling up in their Mercedes and
Uh,
expensive SUVs and stuff like that. Brand new, newer cars than mine. You know,
wow.
I see it. I mean, they're really doing it. But the other thing I was going to say is, back. I just want to mention about the farmers markets because I sort of live in the area where there's farmers,
Okay.
and The one thing you can do is, and I don't quote me 100%, but there's a guy that we buy, meat from periodically. I'm going to have to ask him how many families it was,
Okay.
but they split a steer, like a whole cow, between, I think it's 2 families, and that gave them enough food to last a year.
Oh,
See,
wow.
see,
Yeah,
Wow.
and they got like every part of the cow that there is. I don't even know, hamburger, sirloin, New York strip, blah blah blah, all the way down, chuck roast, the whole thing. And
Okay.
it wasn't expensive. Like, I want to say it was probably, it may have been $1,000 if you split that by 2 or 3 people. It's a lot of money, but it's so much meat. You're never going to eat that in
See.
a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Like, it's, they say it lasts them a year,
Oh,
and they're
wow.
stuffing themselves full of meat. Now, I know, sorry about the vegans out there, but it can be done. You know what I mean? And those farmers markets, they're not 100%. Like, if you stay away from the bougie ones, I call them bougie, the ones in fancy places. But like regular farmers markets, if you go, that have butchers and things like that work there, they will sell you a lot of this stuff. It's so much cheaper than the supermarket.
oh yeah,
It
Yeah.
really is. You can get your eggs there, your chicken, pork, whatever it is. But like, if you can sort of, pool some of your resources, it really does help. And that's what this Mennonite guy told me. It was
Okay.
a
Hey,
couple of families
Thomas
that they
and
did.
Sherman, I've never seen you guys before, and I've had people that have that's been doing some crazy things, um,
Yeah.
and so I've never seen you. So I'm sorry. That's why I'm not bringing you up because I don't know you,
It's
and
okay. Yeah.
let me
people been dropping porn and stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
I had a
Yep.
wanker on my channel a few weeks ago. Just
So and
in
then
my
they've been
chat.
jacking off. So that's the only reason.
No, thank you.
Oh,
So
wow.
I won't be letting y'all come up. So I'm sorry, sorry,
Mhm.
not sorry.
Yeah, no
So
wankers. No wankers.
yeah,
No, thank you. Yeah. So anyway, so
and I
think about
really
that, you
thank y'all.
guys.
You're right, Miss Brooks. It's always a presence. I know. I'm gonna forget about the crazies. I've already forgotten them. I'm on my
Mhm.
positive stuff. This is the things that I like to do, and these are things that I like. That I like. Um, about YouTube. These types of conversations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you know what? I guess maybe um it'll be nice. Also, if you need medicines, you can call the pharmaceutical companies and see
Yep.
if they got something to help you with. And
Yep.
then I guess you need to get in touch with some people and see if they wanted to go what? What do? You go buy the cow?
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You go to the farmer, the beef farmer, and usually, like, a lot of times they'll sell it. They'll have a little store, on their land or whatever, or you order. You if you look in the phone, even in the phone book, you look in the phone book. They have you call them, and they'll tell you what they have available. And the farmers markets, they usually try to bring like a variety of stuff. You know what I mean? So you'll find like the basic stuff. But if you buy this steer, you cut this thing in half, it will feed couple of families for a year.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard
And
and if
about
you think about what you can buy at the grocery store, Lord have mercy, it's so high.
It's so expensive. And the
Yep.
thing that's really interesting was, like, the last thing that I remember seeing, they had a 30-pound bag of potatoes was $10. Now
Wow.
you could split that with 4 or 5 people. That's a lot of potatoes because they'll go
Girl,
bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm taking a couple of my potatoes I bought at the grocery store and I'm sticking them in the ground because they
Stick them in the
multiply
ground. That's right. You
fast.
can do that.
Yeah. See.
But
And
but a 30-pound bag is big. Like,
yeah,
I'm only 2 people, so that's way too much for us. But really, if you were smart, you would split it between family members, and that would be enough. It's cheaper than the supermarket.
did you know you could
Mhm.
take when you cut your tomato, the part that you cut, that's the top of tomato, you
Hmm.
could just put that in a dirt and it'll regrow tomatoes.
That is cool. Again, grow your own. So you're
Same
speaking
with
to,
carrots,
yeah,
celery.
carrots, celery. Yep, that's right. So anyway,
Mhm.
you're speaking to part of what I do on there, because I talk about
Mhm.
food.
Yep.
And I always say, grow your own, buy local.
What's your
Things like
channel?
that. It's I bring it
Oh,
every
hold
day.
on. Let me drop her link.
Yeah.
I
So,
need to.
but I cook on Fridays. I'm not trying to be shameless plug, but I cook on Fridays, and I kind of speak like try to eating fresh it can be a little pricey, but you buy what's on sale. Like there's always a special. You know what I mean? Beets. One week it might be beets, another week it might be potatoes,
Yeah.
it might be onions this week. Whatever it is. And these local farmers are all growing their stuff, and they want to sell it. They don't want to keep it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then yeah, you can I was saying, and if you can grow your own, that's my last little tagline.
So I'm saying grow stuff, and let's hit up our local farmers and
Yep.
help them out
Yes.
and protest our grocery stores, and let's send
Yeah.
a message.
Yeah. Forget those big box stores. Forget them.
Yep.
So everything she was just saying, I think remember Miss April, I think I did a live on it. Some guy was speaking on it. He was bringing awareness before all this thing happened with the submarine and all that.
Yes.
And I was doing how he was talking about like the whole point of the submarine and and all that crap. I learned about the reason and the meaning behind it.
Oh.
Missing submarine, the Titanic, and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
And
there's a lot. Yes.
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 But what's crazy is that a lot of people didn't notice that all that this time it came back around. And what they did was right underneath our noses while we was focused on the submarine, they passed that little law where all our meats is fake. Like if you don't pay attention
And that's
in these
crazy.
markets, that's why I was like, I started buying. Somebody told me they bought this. Listen, I got tricked into eating deer. I was so mad I ate. Listen, I ate Bambi's mom. I cried
Yes,
when
you
they
did.
told me that. I was like, wait, you told me this was beef. I'm over here thinking I'm eating beef stew. And I'm like, but it's got this aftertaste to it. I'm like, you're lying to me. You did something to it. They like, no, Ray, it tastes like beef because it's deer. I was like, you telling me I just ate Bambi's mom?
Wow.
I cried literally. But in reality, they started buying the farmers' meat because they also was learning about that stuff and they're buying everything natural. So I'm over here trying it, and I'm like, how do I keep the budget? Because everything's expensive. Like it costs more on some root, but you have to go to the proper farmers market, like she said, and it's not easy to keep a proper diet, like the veggies and all that stuff, and stay away from that, but
yeah, it
worth
takes a little bit of work, but it can be done. And like I
worth
said, if you go to those, when I call them real farmers markets, where the actual person who grew the stuff is there, a lot of times they'll make a deal with you if you want whatever. You know what I mean? Like they'll go, hey, here, just take it. Okay, 3 for $1. Like I've had people do that to me. Like, and
Here
they'll say, yeah.
in Philly, we got this guy that goes around, and we got a couple guys that go around in a van. They got their own farms, and
Yeah, that's cool.
The only ones that I don't mess around with is the ones that ask where you're like, oh, we accept food stamps. I'm like, nah, that's not possible. So nah, straight cash. We sitting here, we making a deal, but you sit here asking for food stamp cards and you accept this, you accept that. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, also, I mean, a lot of them are trying to get fancy. So, I mean, I wouldn't totally disregard them, but I just feel like there's like, I call it boutique farmers markets.
I wouldn't recommend it because of the scams that's going on with the welfare right now.
Yeah, and that's true. People are. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like it's just deep. I know a lot because I read a lot and I attend these community meetings. Things go very deep. So it's like I try to find ways to speak on it. Like I was trying to say earlier, like y'all speaking on all this, and it's crazy, right? We was all speaking about fighting the legislators earlier, because believe it or not, y'all gonna start seeing a lot of these homeless get arrested because they passed this new law. Like I was saying, I wrote in the chat earlier, the homeless can't be homeless no more. If they're not in a shelter or in a house, they're getting arrested, and they already starting to do it in a lot of places. Here in Philadelphia, it's heavy.
And see, that's so bad because most homeless people that don't go into a place to be, in a facility is because they can't mentally do it. And they know that too. Some people can't handle that. And so why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna go and lock me in a jail, why can't you put me away somewhere? Put me up somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
No, but they putting you in shelters. This is a lot of people is refusing the shelters.
No,
they're refusing it.
Yeah,
But I
the
feel as though
shelters
with
are
all this
bad.
money that they're giving away, why not just try to
Right.
get them? Like, I'm
There you
saying there's a
go.
lot of people that are homeless not
Yeah.
because they want to be homeless, because they can't
Exactly.
find a job, or because they just recovered from an addiction and they don't know how to get on their feet. Like, let's find them the proper support. Instead of building safe houses like y'all want to sit and do, let's buy, build more apartments or something and get them some jobs. That's why I was, while I was listening to y'all talking about, starting to own communities and stuff like that. I was like, we've been talking
Mhm.
about that for the longest. Like, listen,
Yeah.
man, if this stuff doesn't work out, why can't we just buy some land, start our own communities, build our own houses, teach our own kids and stuff like that, hire our own teachers, teach them
Mm.
coding and trading and do all this. I mean, we've been talking about this for the longest. Miss April knows, like, since I found out about Miss April, I've been following her, and I didn't even know she was listening to me. So it's kind of like, and I was like, damn, I got somebody as elder listening to me like that. I was like, oh, okay, respects her way.
Yeah, because and then like in the schools they'll go, you know how you have to fill out, you know how to have kids with disabilities. Do you know if your kid got a disability, you're still gonna have to, even if you got a what is that form? I can't remember what the form is. What is it? I can't remember.
IEP.
IEP, yeah.
IEP.
If your kid even has an IEP, my kid had an IEP, but they still did not want to do anything for him. Just because I was a teacher and I knew the rules. And so I fought for him. I fought for so many kids. But if you don't know that, the typical parent doesn't know that. You know what I'm saying? And they hope the typical parent doesn't know it and won't do anything about it. So
That's why we
I
need to
mean,
learn our
I am
rights.
just so outdone with it. And then a lot of these children, I'm from Chicago. A lot of these children have PTSD. Don't tell me they have PTSD, seeing all these shootings, seeing whatever's growing up without food and all this stuff, but they're not gonna do anything about that. But when you come from like the military, if you have PTSD, that's got to be taken care of, right? So why
Yeah.
are you bringing children up who have PTSD? They don't have things. I used to have to feed children when they came to school. You know what I'm saying? So don't tell me, because I'm sorry. How can a child learn anything if their stomach is empty? If they're going through, like I said, PTSD, if they're going through the things they're going through at home, and like you always saying about the bullying, all that starts from home. A
Yeah.
bully will become the next bully. You know what I'm saying? It just keeps going, just like a molest. Oh, I don't want to say a word. Just like, I'm trying to cut this really. Yeah, but just like people grow up with other things, if they see abuse and things, then they grow up being an abuser, most of them. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
They
fact.
can take care of this at school, but they choose not to. That's why I'm telling you, parents have so much power. If you can
Yeah.
get parents together, parents can overtake the system. They can.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything goes hand in hand, and people don't
Exactly.
realize that. I'm like, you just
Yep.
can't focus on one subject. Like, you
Yep.
gotta sit here and focus on everything. Like she said earlier, like I speak a lot about that on my channel, on how
Okay.
the problems that our kids are going through in their houses, whether it's they've been abused physically, mentally, through
Hmm.
growth, molestation, and stuff like that. Yeah, they go back out and they lash out to the world one way or
Exactly.
another. That's why I spoke on my story. And I
Okay.
explained, how I overcame my situation. And it takes a lot of therapy to overcome situations like this. And people don't realize that. And, they hear therapy. I'm not crazy. It's not just for that. Sometimes you just don't feel comfortable
Exactly.
talking to
Come
somebody
on.
around you.
Yep.
Maybe you can find in the therapist, you can find a therapist you could click with and, let it all out. And they could probably give you the right advice. It depends. And I'm not saying, go straight to therapy if you don't want to. But that's one of my best options because it worked for me and so many others around me, especially when
Mhm.
it comes to, being molested or being raped. So
Therapy
Okay.
isn't a reset. Isn't about crazy. I have
exactly.
I have mad respect for people that go to therapy because they realize that that's the place to heal.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's not about crazy. It's about self-regulation and healing and you know getting your stuff out of your system because if you hold everything in, it leads to disease and other things.
Yep.
Mhm.
But anyway, I wanted to say bye to y'all. I got to go because I got a client here
I
shortly.
do too. I do too.
Yes.
I love you,
Okay.
Miss April.
Yep. Thank you so much, Miss April. Thank you, panel.
Mhm.
Thank you, guys. I'll see
Yep.
you
Thank
later.
y'all.
Bye. Bye,
Take
Bridget.
care.
See you later.
Nice
All right.
talking to y'all.
Okay.
Big blessings and love to everybody. Have a great weekend.
Yep.
You too.
Same to
Bye
you.
bye.
Did Miss April drop?
She did. Oh,
But yeah, like you were speaking a lot of I love everything you just said because I love gardening and my daughter is right into it. Like
good.
and we learned how to grow so many things and 4 years ago I didn't know what I was growing. I swear
Yes.
to God.
Yeah, it takes a little while, but it's not bad. You know what I mean? And we all have if you just need a little bit of land, some pots, you just need a little bit of space. I mean, you can do the raised beds or the pots and things like that. And that's what my husband and I are doing right now. We're just trying to, at this point, we're just trying to do like the spices. So lettuce, a little bit of lettuce, garlic, ginger, things like that. That's what we're doing. And oregano and basil, just to start out with, until we get a little more comfortable. Because we have kind of bad soil. So yeah.
I know
But
I
I'm
learned
hoping
about
that
the bed.
it works out. Yeah, hoping that it works out. But we'll see.
Yes, yes. Like, you see, I became a part of my community. I became a block captain and
Did you?
everything to help out in the community and stuff like that. Even though it's not something easy, because trust me, like I try to put resources out here, but I
Yeah.
have to now that I've learned that I just can't put anything out there because it'll get stolen. I learned the
Yes.
difference between homeless and drug addicts and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I be speaking on it a lot now,
Yeah.
especially to people. There's people, oh, this person's homeless. Like, no, you got to learn the difference between a real homeless that's out there and wants to get on their feet and somebody that's
Mm-hmm.
out there that doesn't want to change, because you got them homeless people out there that don't care, but then you got those out there that are really trying to get on their feet, and those are the
That's
ones that
right.
get ignored. And I
Yeah.
keep telling everybody, if you pay close attention, you start learning until you can tell the difference between an addict, somebody that doesn't care, that just wants to be lazy, and somebody that's just out there because they didn't have the resources or they went through something, but they really need to get back on their feet. They just don't know how to or can't. I mean, I don't know how to really put it into words to let people
Yeah.
understand. Like, there's so many things out here that we're just being so negative about. And
Yeah.
let's put it like this: we put negativity on a pedestal, right?
It's
And
true. It's true.
we don't put we put the positivity at the bottom.
That's
Like,
right.
we live in a world that is all about give and take.
Or more take. More take than give.
Yeah, we're more giving is scarce and taking is like a thrive.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but the one thing I wanted to mention, if you don't mind, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
I know
so
you're
the
good.
reason that there are a lot of homeless and right now and people that are having mental health issues is that they had these large institutions, that took care of the people who were mentally, challenged and stuff, or like you're going through, real intense mental health issues where they needed to be, watched constantly, and they closed a lot of those
Yeah.
hospitals and things in the 80s. And so a lot of those people got kind of pushed out on the street. So that's the first thing that happened. So, and a lot of them were veterans and things like that. But and then what I call regular people. And then the other thing that happened is, when the economy, hit rock bottom, I guess, due to the pandemic, that really put a lot of people even, worse, like a lot more homeless people. Because there's always been homeless, but it definitely, the 80s, definitely the people with mental health issues got out. They released them out into the public, and most of them just ended up on the street.
But now the more of the homeless I see, that is more drugs. I've noticed it because before I used to walk, right, and I used to get in trouble for giving my food to the homeless, but they took it.
Yeah.
And my mom would tell me, "Yo, stop doing that because of that." I'm like, "But wait, they're really hungry. They're not asking me for money, mom." And I didn't care. I'll give them my food. Like, I would stay
Yeah.
starving. She would say
Hmm.
it. "Yo, if you do it, I'm not buying you nothing. I'm not giving you nothing. Don't ask."
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Yo, oh well, whatever." I stood there. I didn't care. I was always that. I don't know what it is about me. I was always that
No,
giving,
that's
and I
cool.
didn't. I knew that there's evil out here, but I go by vibes. I go by
Yeah.
what my gut's telling me. Always went by that, and it's kept me safe.
Hmm.
And there was a long time, and like, there was a long
Hey.
time that I was flashing against the world.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people know the story, but I would overcome that situation, and now I see things so different. And
Yes.
I've noticed that even though the adults ain't listening, these kids are listening, and people People are saying, Ray, you crazy, these kids ain't gonna change these kids. I'm like, yes, they are. They still got a chance. We don't got a chance. We've already grown into our own ways. There's no change in us.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm doing fine.
If you listen to these kids and you hear their stories, like it's all in my poems. I got a whole poem book coming
I
out, and
like
it's
your
called
hair. Thank you.
Yeah,
the
those
way
were
it should be.
nice. Your poems were great. I like them.
So it's kind of like on one of them, I speak like if I was actually one of the kids, and I'm speaking like if it was like, can y'all hear us? Like we have a voice too, and I keep telling everybody that these kids don't have a voice until they hit a certain age. It's not that I'm defending all kids; it's that we have to treat these kids accordingly. Some of these kids need different types of help. Some of them have been abused. Some of them haven't. Some of them are just copying. They're mimicking. It's like it's so many ways we gotta go about it. If we listen, we'll know exactly what they need because we was them at one point. How many of us didn't say, "Oh, I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna make a difference"? Yeah, you grew up and say "fuck the world." Well, I'm saying I feel like I want to say "fuck the world," but I'm trying to help still because it's adults that are hard headed. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like I've noticed that a lot of these kids do listen. They get into a crowd. They go to the wrong path for 1 second. Then they hit that wall and they be like, I'm sorry, I should have listened. We gotta give them enough rope to hang themselves.
Yeah.
Some of us don't do that. Some of us don't even give them the benefit of the doubt. So what do these kids think? These kids think that they're worthless. They ain't shit. They can't do nothing. That's what is in their head. They don't care. They got that I don't care attitude now.
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting hard. You know, the world's hard and they are hardening. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Swoop. Yeah, I see that. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. They closed down the whole department. Yeah, see, that's another thing. So they closed down. So because we're in the same state. I noticed. But a few years back they closed all the state hospitals in Pennsylvania. Not all, but there really aren't that many. I mean, there were tons of them, and I don't know how many are left, but those, and some of those were like 2,000 people, 3,000 people, and to zero, and I'm like, where do 3,000 people go?
Did you see what they said that Biden did and all? He signed the paper, that now that new HIPAA law where the kids got more rights than the parents and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's crazy, but
I was reading deeper into that and I was looking into it and I'm sitting here, I'm like, all this is really to make a profit because I looked into it and the organization, right, that's dealing with all this is part of a stock.
Hey, lady.
I mean, all I'm just saying what I'm saying so people could, listen. You don't gotta go by what I'm saying. Go do your own research.
Do your own research.
Yep. I mean, I'm not trying to convince anybody because I know I can't convince nobody, but I know I read enough. Like, this is and it's happening right underneath our noses. That HIPAA law pulled a lot of parents over, and they're doing it because look what happens. If they say that a child is not stable in this house, where do they go? Under foster care.
Yeah.
If you go into the foster care, look into the people. What happens? I mean, you can go this is human trafficking. I'm like, yo, I want to just not go too further now because it's not my channel. But in my channel, I'll go all out.
Yeah.
This goes hand in hand, and nobody's listening. Allie Carter came out, and she's when I spoke the first time on that story, it took a real. I had to get somebody to make me a disclaimer to fight this dispute because I didn't know how to fight this dispute. I'm like, I'm not talking about the healthcare system. I'm not talking about the jab or none of that. How y'all sitting here? I'm talking about DHS, social workers. I'm talking about the foster system and what's happening with our kids. I had to fight this. I'm like, yo, y'all sitting here telling me I'm talking about medical issues. No, I'm not. I'm actually speaking up. And this girl spoke on who had trafficked her. And guess who's there? Them big peoples that y'all over here so much praising. The Clintons, the Bidens, all of them is in there. Obama's. And who exposed them? Y'all hate him so much. I'm not saying he's my president because I don't agree with everything he says, but Trump is under fire right now for exposing all of that. He's not my president.
Yeah. But I think he's done some other things.
All of them exposing each other. They all crooks.
Exactly.
That's they're all crooks. Ain't none of them no better than the next.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't have a president until there's a president that's for us the people, and I don't see that coming anytime soon. But I'm gonna tell you this, right? Everybody knew what they was doing when they put Trump in office. He's a businessman. That's what he does. He handles business. He's not meant for politics, but he has a good point in view in politics. But once he's in the office, what is he? Another puppet to the. So I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah.
They're all the same. Democrats and Republicans are all the same. Go look into it. Why all the
They
star?
really are. Because they
Listen,
not for the middle class.
They are
For the
not.
poor.
They are
I
not.
want to tell something. My
They're
baby
not
pops
for the
taught me.
middle class, other poor. So
But listen,
it doesn't
my
matter whether they're Democrat or Republican.
My baby
Yep.
pops taught me this. Right? There's this guy called Papa Duck on YouTube that he talks about it a lot. And when he
Okay.
said it, I was like, "Yo, you wasn't wrong." And he was explaining about the Democrats and the Republicans, right? And when he's like, "Y'all talk about racist so much and racism and all that, do y'all know that the word racist has to do with the politics and all that? It has nothing to do with the color of our skin." And when you go look it up, I'm like, "Oh snap!" So the whole time we've been saying, "I'm racist, I'm this, I'm that." I'm like, "Oh, this shit to do with the political system." And we're talking about color of our skin. The two don't go together. I'm
Check
like,
this
okay,
out. Check this out, y'all. My niece Just B has just given everybody a reminder. Trump has 91 felony charges. He's adjudicated fraudster and sexual abuser, allegedly. I don't, well, I know women did file lawsuits on him.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yes.
anyway,
Mhm.
even
I don't, I really don't care anymore. Like I said, um, what I've always done my entire life, and I got this from my auntie Doris Carter, who started working when it was Operation Breadbasket here, which later turned into Operation Push. I've been helping out in the community. I've helped campaigns,
Yep.
um,
It's cool.
injustices. We did protests. If you go through some of my videos or go to the Darlene April, I think I've got a lot of the protests even here uh, in Joliet where we've done protests and stuff. So this wasn't something that I just started doing. I guess this is something that was taught to us, and that was to be active in your community and to help out. And don't never get too big, and don't never forget where you come from.
Yep. For sure.
And Ryder, yes, I've been following her. That you know, she's a youngster, and that was one of the reasons. I did want to learn how are the young people thinking these days. Like,
Yeah.
what's really going on? Because
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, I was looking at all of these young kids like they just off the chain now. you know None of them are respectful. They want to argue. They have no respect. They don't want to listen to you. They
Yep.
got the answers. And some of the youngsters have showed me on different panels what they think about me, and that's fine. It's cool. I hope you had fun trying to insult me. It's okay though, but I'm all right. And all of y'all that call me an old lady, you better hope you live to be 61.
Exactly.
I'll be 62 in August. Baby, it's a privilege to live nowadays.
That's right.
facts. That's a fact. Shit. You
It
wanna
It's
you
is.
a
wanna listen
privilege.
to it, like, yo, listen, old heads got the most wisdom that you don't even know. Listen, you don't gotta do what they say. You just gotta take the advice they give you. It's up to you what you do with it.
That's right.
Like it
Yeah.
took me a minute to realize that. And people are like, oh no, listen, man, I'm not a puppet. I'm not a yes woman. I'm not none of that. I used to lash out to the world so much. I used to hate so many people because I didn't understand myself. I didn't love myself enough. And it took for me to have my firstborn to see the whole world differently. It
Yeah.
took for me to lose the father of my kids and end up with the father of my daughter to see that not all men are the same. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Lose
Ain't
the
it
father.
something?
Yeah.
I can't wake up every morning and say, "Yo, good morning, how you doing?" My kids can't say, "Dad, can I have this?" No, because he's buried.
Mm.
And like, so at the end of the day, like I tell people, you never know what you have until you lose it. And
Right.
I lost 3 people in a matter of 6 years. First, it was the
Mhm.
father of my kids. then it was my mom, then it was my brother. I'm saying, I'm like, what the fuck? You never know what you got until you lose it. See, my
Yeah.
mom doesn't deserve as much respect as the father of my kids and my brother does, but she was my mother. She gave me a home. She tried to be a mom, and
Hmm.
the minute I understand that.
They
But
did
at
the
the end,
best they could do. And that's what I try to tell people. Stand that most parents did the best that they could do.
Oh,
You're
true.
gonna always
Yeah.
be mad. Hold on, I'm getting in the car with my nephew.
no, I'm not mad at my mom. I'm just everything that I'm just everything that I'm everything. I'm not everything she is, and that's how I wanted it to be. Because, like I
Mm.
tell people, listen, I'm a survivor, and now that I'm older, I understand why my mom let a lot of stuff happen the way it happened because she needed help herself mentally,
Mm.
and she didn't get it, and she went through a lot, and I didn't understand it because she put her world on my shoulders at an early age, and she was a woman before a mother, and by the time she was a mother, it was I was already grown with kids. By the time she said it, I'm sorry to me, and gave me an apology, she was
Hmm.
in her deathbed. So,
Yeah.
like I tell people, it's like, yo, I mean, I loved my mom because all I wanted was her love and affection, but it took her
Mm.
forever to learn how to love us because she didn't love herself.
Right. Yep. Yeah. When you know better, you do better. Right.
Exactly. Like I tell everybody, I want to be everything that she is not. I want to be the complete opposite of my mom. Like I'm glad she taught me. I'm a chef because of her. Like my mom was a chef herself.
Okay,
Like she could cook Italian,
count them
Mexican,
right now.
but at the end of the day, like what she put us through was hell. And I
Yeah.
had to learn how to overcome them scars. And for a while, I blamed the world because I had trust issues with men and because with women because of what I went through with her.
All right.
Hmm.
Like
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Where my damn lunch at? Oh, oh, sorry,
Monday.
y'all.
Monday.
we need to understand these kids though. Like I can
Yeah.
All
also
right,
put my
y'all. Sorry for that, y'all.
Mm.
Did y'all hear me cursing?
We might have.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not allowed to curse. I gotta pay a fee every time I curse, especially on the live. My daughter is
Right.
bankrupt, but I'm showing her like, listen, man, I gotta get over the little habit because it's a habit, taught on to me. I thought it was the right thing growing up because I heard everybody else saying it, and now it's kind of hard. Now
Why do keep
I
that? Do you need that box?
the front door or shut the fridge up or and I end up still
I
saying the
put it
F
in
word.
there, didn't
They put it in the box. They put it in the actual box.
Like I said, you just do the best you can. As long as you're looking up and trying to do better every day, that's all good.
Yeah. And that's what I try to show these kids, and that's what I mean. I got a lot of kids that listen to me that are like a lot of these kids in the community are waiting for me to get the funds or find a way to get the funds to bring a community center right here in the hood because we
Hmm.
don't have it. They took all those types of resources. We got community centers. They have to go out like towards South Philly, Southwest, and all that. It's like this is for these kids. A lot of these kids got the resources. A lot of them are on bikes and on foot. Their parents are on SSI or welfare.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yo, we in the world. Like we gotta try it.
Hey,
Like
Lisa, where you going?
I understand being reckless and all that, but we gotta give it a try.
Mm.
They're gonna be reckless regardless because of what they see. I keep telling everybody these kids are mimicking.
Yep.
Yeah. Just be careful talking in unvalidated information. The Russian disinformation campaign is in full effect.
What's a Russian campaign information?
I'm not,
We ain't talk about no Russians. I'm lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's how it is. It's tricky on YouTube. There's certain things you can't say and whatever. But but like I said, my I always, I mean, I do talk about stuff like that, medical, only because I always try to leave the links where I get the stuff, and it's usually highfalutin medical sources. So I'm not making the stuff up. You know what I mean? But Yeah, I mean,
You have
like
to be
even
able to prove to them. That's why I said like it's hard to put these disclaimers, but if you got
but you have
you're
to.
able to
Yeah.
prove them, yep.
Yep.
You have to put a disclaimer regardless of anything because sometimes you
Yep.
say some stuff you don't want to. Either take the part out or delete the whole video. Those are the
Exactly.
only two options.
Yep. But anyway, well, it was nice meeting you, Ryder.
Yeah, it was nice to have everybody on the show.
Yes.
You know, I was so angry and upset, and I'm glad the show went on. You know, I was in Renrock show this morning. I'm right there. Somebody changed their name to mine. They was
Oh wow.
deleting people, timing them out, and I'm like, get a life. You know
Yes.
what? This is what I'm on YouTube for. The things that we're doing right now is the things I came on YouTube for, and that was to share information
Yes.
and, you know, do that and see what I can do. Ryder, can you drop that petition again because I couldn't find it, but there's so many petitions.
Right.
Yeah, I dropped it
Yeah.
twice. Hold on, I'll do it.
Drop it again, and we need everybody to sign that petition. I need
You know what
people
it
to
is?
know
That
whether you're young, old,
you're gonna have to
no
get a
matter
mod.
your race. Yeah, I'm gonna have
Poster.
to get me a mod, and
You got a
it
mod.
doesn't
Somebody
matter the color anymore. These are
yeah,
kids.
I
These
have
are
to get a mod
kids.
to post it
Yeah,
again.
I'm
It's
gonna
right
have to
there.
give me some mods. I'm gonna have to. Oh, hold on. Here's Just V. Hey, Just V. Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
hey
gonna have to
now.
get
Hey,
a
Miss
mod
April.
and yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey,
Hi, everyone.
Be a
hey.
mod.
Everybody say hi to Just V. Me and Just V got 5 years of YouTube history.
We do. I'm not going nowhere. Okay, what I was saying about the Russian information, you made me laugh when you said we ain't talking about no Russians. I was
That
saying
other person, and I do it out of fun.
I
I'm gonna
was
be off on that.
saying that be careful like absorbing
Just
information
V.
that there isn't like really proof of, because the same way in the 2016 election, the investigation showed that there was like an effort by the Russians, right, to saturate the American voting poll with lies and manipulations in
Gotcha.
order to get them
Okay.
to vote a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so with the upcoming election, you know how they were saying Biden crime family, and we have all
Yes.
these people that have said that, you know, the President Biden took in $5 million from a Ukrainian oil company, da 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 da. The man
Mm-hmm.
who was supposed to be the witness to that, right, the smoking gun, was
They're fine. I forgot about that. Yeah. Hey, lady. How you be? I'm good. Checking to make sure you okay.
he's in jail right now.
That's
So, huh?
okay.
And that's a way to you know, saturate the voting pool again to believe that the Bidens were doing things that they weren't doing. The Republicans were talking about this and had hyped this all up and said, oh, and everybody they brought in said, no, that's not true. And then they finally brought in then they finally found that the smoking gun guy was, you know, being told to relay information that was all lies that he was getting from the Russians, and say the feds arrested him. So that's what I meant.
Oh yeah, I had forgotten all about that. Yep.
No, you just had threw me off though. That's why I was lost. I'm like, wait, did we mention
Any
any
questions?
Russians?
Yeah. Yeah. You
No?
know,
Okay.
the yeah, I'm just like I'm at a whole different phase in my life as we were saying. We got, you know, old boy was saying you gotta have a plan. I was like, I done went through 20 plans. I got a whole different plan now. And that is I gotta look out for the children's rights now. So yeah. My cat, I gotta feed my cat.
Well,
Yeah.
That's all I came up here to say. Just know that the Russians are actively trying to interfere in American politics, and so they like to plant information to try,
Wow.
try to that's not necessarily true. Possibly to the Chinese too, but we don't have no proof. I don't think there's
Yeah.
any proof of the Chinese, but there is definite proof of the Russians, and so
Okay.
just know that they have people, pretending, to be one of us, right? To spread these messages and
So
hoping they'll
did
click
you
up.
guys did y'all watch the State of the Union last night?
I listened. It was good.
How was that good? The first thing he opened with was talking about Ukraine. I was 38 hot.
He didn't open up talking about Ukraine. He talked about all sorts of
That was
things: the
the first
infrastructure
thing he
bill, the
talked
job.
about was Ukraine. Yes, he did. I don't
Well,
know
it was a
what
very
show you
long
was
speech,
listening to.
and I don't recall seeing that first. But regardless, I mean, he talked about all sorts of things. He talked about jobs. He talked about healthcare. Talked about the growth of Obamacare. National security was also a part of it. I mean, they talked about a lot of stuff. It wasn't just about Ukraine. That was a long ass speech from Ms. April. I know you heard a
Very
lot more than
long.
just Ukraine. Come on now. And the thing about it is, you may not
I
understand it, Miss
said
April, but
he
it is very
opened up.
so. What you needed, what was really important about what he said about Ukraine is that they're just asking for funding. They're not asking for American soldiers. Like, Ukrainians fighting the Russians is a buffer to keep America out of war. And all of the first world countries contribute contribute. America hasn't given the most. I forgot who was just gave $7 billion. I think it was Sweden. Like, everybody understands that it's necessary for the Ukrainians to continue to hold off on the Russians. It is in everybody's, all the first world countries' best security interests. It's not about giving money away. Like, that money serves a real purpose for American security. So
No, that's cool. No, I just think, like, me personally, I'm so war weary. I'm just going to call it that. I just feel like that's all we've been putting a lot of money into, all these wars, for like the last 25, 30 years of my life, It's
I mean,
crazy.
but I
Yeah.
mean, but
No,
in this case, Russia went and invaded their territories and tried to
Yeah, they
take
did.
over. So it's not like America, it's not
Right.
it's not like America entered into a war.
Right.
Um, and here's another thing I don't think a lot of people know. So even when America pledges the money, right, it still kind
Hmm.
of goes back into the American economy because they spend most of that money on war equipment that America is making. So
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
if
I
you
got you.
if you think about it, I mean, they're like,
Yeah.
here, we'll
okay.
give you this money to buy this stuff from us.
Yeah.
So
I'm just, I'm a hippie, so
no, I mean,
all
listen,
this war talk hurts me.
I'm
Yeah.
not a war happy person. I'm not a war
Yeah.
happy person. But
Yeah.
the one thing that Americans have not experienced since the Civil War is a war on American soil.
That's
And if
true.
you start letting the bullies of the world invade other countries, and America sits back and doesn't do anything, particularly with their allies, what do you think is going
Hmm.
to happen to America? They're going to try America too.
Yeah, that's true.
And you have to realize that if Russia can take over Ukraine, then next they're going to
Okay.
go.
They're
What
gonna
is it?
keep going.
Is it
Yeah.
Poland that they want? And they're going to eventually enter into countries that are NATO countries, and America will have to go into active combat.
Hmm.
So it's like it's basically trying to keep the school bully off everybody's ass. That's
Hmm.
all it is.
Hmm.
So yeah.
I can see that.
This shit is crazy.
I can't see the comments if anybody's saying anything. It was on my screen, but I think maybe because my battery is a little low. Sometimes when I come in on a StreamYard, I don't have like the chat thing at the bottom. It's just, excuse me, like us at the top, and then that's it. It just depends on the day. But
Either way, like regardless of the
well,
different conclusions
okay.
and the
I just
different
came up to say hello and explain what I was saying about the Russians.
Okay.
But
Thank you,
hopefully
my love.
hopefully this doesn't get taken down by YouTube or anything. I don't know if I said too much,
No, it shouldn't.
but but I'll let y'all get back to
It
talking
shouldn't get
about the.
taken down because you were just talking. You're not showing the video or nothing that that's where it'll get taken down. You're just giving your opinion right now.
Oh, I just you
So
never know
you're not
what's
showing
safe to say
color.
anymore. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
just trying to tell you by experience. Like it's the videos that mess people up more than anything. It's not as much your opinion, it's more the videos. But like certain words like the jab, yeah, you're not allowed to say it.
Right.
I say jab
Which
in
is
order not
crazy
to say the
because
word.
that's ridiculous because that's something that affected the whole world, and I don't understand why people
They don't. I know
aren't
why. You
allowed
gotta
to
go down
talk
They're
the
about
rabbit
it.
hole.
yeah.
You gotta go down the rabbit hole to figure it out.
Yeah, I
That
mean
one
they
I
Okay.
know they know. Do they even know why they don't want it? I swear. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I mean you can figure it. That's why I say, look, listen. I like listening to people's perspectives, people's different opinions, and
Yeah.
listen. I could agree, I could disagree. Like at the end of the day, everyone is going to come up with their own conclusion. An opinion is an opinion. It doesn't make it factual. It doesn't make it
Right.
truthful. You just look up what you're saying, and figure out our stuff and come up with our own conclusions. Like I tell everybody, I'm not here to judge. I'm here to
Yeah.
learn. And
Yeah.
what you're saying is
Right.
going to
Right.
teach me something, will take me to another route and show me something else. So why put you down or bring you down or judge you for what you're telling me when instead
What,
I
McLaren?
could take
Stop
what
it.
you're saying and go
Right.
learn something else and
Yep.
figure out what you're saying is true or not. But before I say you're a liar, before you say you're not speaking facts, I need to go do my own research.
Yeah.
Well, if you
I
want
can't
to research the guy that got arrested for lying to the FBI about the Bidens taking that money,
Hmm.
his last name is I think his name is Alexander Smirnov. I just remember his name being after liquor, but you can
Oh
go.
wow.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
there's several. He himself he's not Russian. He's
Okay.
I don't forgot what country he's from, but you know he also had like $6 or $16 million in the bank, but he lied and said he didn't have that kind of money because at first they let him get a bond, but they were like, we need him back in jail. And
Wow.
so yeah, because
Okay.
he had money, right? He had ties to the Russians, and because at first
Hmm.
I think he had like a leg monitor, but they went and rearrested his ass. Which so
Crazy.
yeah, but his last name is Smirnov. That part I remember. I think it's
Okay.
Alexander Smirnov. So you can research that if you want.
Sure.
But anyway, that's all I came up to
Yep.
share. You guys can get back to talking about the children. Miss April, I love you.
I love you too, love. And thank
Okay,
Yep.
you.
Yep.
you're welcome. Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Same to you. And
Yep.
listen,
Okay,
guys.
yeah. This
Yep.
has really been a great show. And
Hmm.
yes, I have been following Ryder. She didn't think I was watching her videos. And I kept telling her, if you need me to help you with anything, remember, I would say just let me know.
Yeah.
And I see where she posted the petition that she wants people to sign. So I'm going to help her with that, get as many people as I can. And, you know, whatever needs to be done, because there do needs to be. I do feel like some cameras in the classrooms. Something needs to be done. Yeah, and
For sure.
so
I mean,
yeah,
well, I'm gonna get over into the camera situation
and
one of
I
these
thank
days.
all of y'all. Young Riaz, we're about to end. Um, I was looking for you to bring you up. Um, I just thank everybody for rocking and staying with me. This show was starting off to to um to be um you know where leave me alone. I don't I'm not messing with anybody. I'm just doing me.
Hmm.
Um the all of this trolling and all of this stuff. Even those people that have disrespected me and stuff. I done forgave them people, and I done moved on.
Right.
I don't take this YouTube stuff to heart. And
Right.
so when I'm sitting there in somebody else's channel And I'm looking at this, that was sort of mind blowing. And I'm gonna tell you people, y'all keep on um trolling people and thinking that you are doing something to people, and you might find yourself in a situation you can't handle. So you need to be careful. Swoop, I love you with everything in me. Swoop is like me, a mature lady. What I respect about Swoop and stuff is she was doing like I was doing, talking to some of the younger people,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to keep them in check. And I really appreciated what Swoop did with Buddha, and I let her know that, and I let Buddha know the same thing, because Buddha, had did something that shocked me, but I wasn't mad with her, forever. I got past it. I realized some of these people are young, and but also at the same time, how you act on YouTube sometimes might be how people foresee you, and so you don't want that neither. Um, and hey, it is what it is. I ain't even tripping. They seen it. Way this show went. Hey, I'm gonna have to find me a mod. I want to help. I said, girl, I will come and help you, or do whatever, because it's
You got 3
huh.
mods, you know that? I said, you got 3 mods, right? Rocking with the Truth Rose, Soup like
Yeah,
me,
but the truth, she works. She be
and
working.
Just
I'm
Do.
gonna have to. Yeah. Um. And so I guess I'm gonna have to find a mod that can come on the shows. But see, I don't have a set schedule. I just come on whenever I do a show. It's not planned, because whenever I have a schedule, it seems like something comes up.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's why I don't play mine.
Oh, hey, True Strong Warrior. And hey, Tracy. Tracy, True Strong Warrior is a real beautiful, intelligent lady too. Check her out. She still works in IT. I bring it. She's a big government worker. She does all kind of programs and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
cool.
And so we got some very, what people had to realize. You don't even know the smart, intelligent people that are on YouTube that might could help you in this life. It don't have to be, help does not have to come financially. Health will come Help will come from, like, today you learned you can call pharmaceutical companies, get help. It doesn't always have to be monetary. You
Yep.
know, when people help you, just giving good advice,
Yep.
and then learning about the school, and then having a school teacher, come up here and explain why it's sort of hard because the kids are minors. But I do think that they can get around that some type of way, even if they just tape it, and then if something happens, then they can bring somebody in, because you're not supposed to be able to show the kids faces and stuff. And then with the hacking problems, does anybody know what's going on with these hackers? Like, they hacked into certain stuff, and then they hacked into Facebook. I think that is very scary. What
Mm-hmm.
about your?
Everything nowadays is gonna get hacked. Like I tell everybody, because everything is smart. Like smart TV, smart cell phones, smart
Yep.
everything. Everything is
Mm-hmm.
just smart.
Yeah.
So it's easier for people to get hacked. But like as I was telling people, like I could talk about the cameras on my page a little more because listen, they passed it for the school buses to have it. The school buses wasn't allowed to have it either for the
Oh, I
same
know.
reason, for the
And
privacy
you
of the
know, I
child.
was I was trying
But
to look for a part-time job. And so there's a lot of ladies that I know, they worked on school buses,
Oh,
and they was like, "Oh no, Miss April, them kids something else."
they're
Uh-uh.
scary. Yes.
But thanks to them cameras and them school buses now, we was
Yes.
able, couple parents were able to get justice on their kid. But they had to come at the people that were running the surveillance system too, for the simple fact that, listen, man, how did it take months for these motherfuckers to sit here and tell the
Right.
school that a child got ate in a goddamn school bus in the back and the driver didn't even notice because he couldn't get up to find out what the whole altercation was in the back of the bus. He just
Yeah.
told him to stop. Instead of pulling over, you could pull over as a bus driver and figure out. We understand that, they need an aid and everything. I understand that. But it doesn't take the fact that when you hear a bunch of crowded kids back there saying something's happening and a driver doesn't get up, he doesn't stop the bus, find a way to pull over to find out what's going on, and underneath your nose, a child gets raped. Let's make that make sense. And then it was under the surveillance camera, and they didn't even notify the school. It took for the parent to come up to the school because she
Wow.
noticed that something was wrong with her child. She
Yeah.
demanded and fought. And when she fought for it was when they showed her this. Then she found out that they knew about this. They held on to it for months because the security person was too lazy to even look at the camera and notice that something happened at that moment. What was
Wow.
you doing? Your job is to be on this camera. See, that's why I said it goes deeper, but we need to
Mhm.
get up. We need to speak up. Like, that's why I got this poem right here. If you don't mind, Miss April, like I can read it real quick. And
Go ahead and read it.
it's called No More Distractions, right? And it goes like this: No more distractions. Let's make a stand. Using them as tools to break this land. We'll dismantle the system piece by piece, empowered by focus. Our resolve will not cease. Eyes wide open, no looking away. Every distraction, a chance to sway. We'll disrupt the norm, shake up the ground. With purpose and clarity, a new path is found. Together we rise, united and strong, turning distractions into where we belong. No longer held back by what's around. We'll use it as fuel to break this system down. Like, we're focused on the distractions. Ain't none of us willing to come together. It's either money, power, or greed that's got somebody tied up on something.
Yep.
Like, I'm not wrong. Like, like there's so many ways we can come together and fix the system. Even like Miss the lady that was on the panel earlier, and she was talking about, like, I understand where she was coming from with the camera and the privacy and everything else she was saying
Mm.
was true though. I agree with her. But on the camera part, I disagree because if you go do your research a little more, you could like look, listen, regardless of anything, the only way that this child has any justice against a judge when something happens is either if they got some type of proof. And without no proof, is your child's word and your word against the system. That's how it is. So it's like Monique said on one of the like when you know how when Shannon Sharp just interviewed Monique and she recorded what's his name? They like, oh, that's against the rules, but she needed evidence. It was her word against him.
Yeah.
So my thing is right now is our kids' words and the parents that are fighting with their kids against the system because not all judges are going to look, okay, this is your child's first offense. They don't care. If your child reacts back and there's a teacher involved and your child accidentally hits a teacher or reacts back to a teacher hitting this teacher back, it's your child that still gets in trouble. Not this teacher. This teacher doesn't get fired. You have to fight to get a teacher fired or taken out. Like we had to sit here and fight to get this principal out, or it was going to go sideways. Like we have to make that stand. But I don't know what is holding people back. It could be either fear, it could be I don't know. But I do know that a lot of people are woke and they just don't care. They're just making excuses for why they shouldn't stand up, why this shouldn't happen. I'm not looking for an excuse. I'm looking for a way through. Like we need to help these kids, or we're gonna end up with no kids in the future. Like it's crazy. There's so many ways we can go about it. That's why I say, yo, listen, I'm putting this book out
Oh
there.
yeah,
I'm
right.
gonna reach a lot of people at once, and while I'm talking and while I'm putting this footwork in, I'm gonna keep putting these books out there, and hopefully, I got it to the point where they can go into the schools, the kids can read them, teachers can buy everything. Like it's getting promoted everywhere. So like I'm putting it through poetry. People don't want to hear me talk like this, and some people get offended. I was like, all right, a lot of people will hear through the poetry, and there's a lot of people out there, and I did not know. I just learned this that through the book community, my word can get spread out bigger, further. I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
Like, damn, the
So
community.
that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to look into that type of stuff.
I was like, we can't keep having no more excuses. We're making too many excuses of why we shouldn't do something. So when is it that we're going to do anything? Like by the time we end up speaking up and fighting for our kids, there won't be no kids. I think I have the phone for that, but I have to look for it. I don't even know which one is it.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna end the show so I can go out to the store. Thanks to everybody for joining us.
Thank you, Miss April, for letting me up. I'm gonna go
Thank
down.
you.
So you
Yeah. Thank you so much, Miss April.
Okay.
Take care.